In 2009, Mishawaka ended nearly 30 years of Penn domination with a landmark win. In fact, the Cavemen took 4 straight from their arch rivals. In 2011, the Kingsmen said that's enough, regaining supremacy by winning 7 straight. The Backyard Brawl always pits 2 neighbors who happen to be among the state's best teams. Tonight, new faces battle for old treasures, bragging rights and an NIC title. It's Penn and Mishawaka next on 46.
It is cold and it is wet, and 2 teams at TCU Freed Field don't really care because they don't like each other very much. It's Penn and Mishawaka in another edition of the Backyard Brawl here on TV 46. And how you doing, everybody? Between the Hall of Famers, Bob Nagel and Bo Hunt, it's Chuck Freeby, and it's great to have you with us for another exciting night of high school football on TV 46. The Mishawaka Cavemen came in with a record of 7-1. Success for Mishawaka, nothing new on the gridiron. What is new is their coach, Keith Kinder. What is not new is the offense they run.
Keith Kinder's done a great job taking over the program and sticking with what they know will work, and that's the way they run the football. Sam Shively is a veteran back there at quarterback. He knows where to hand the ball off or when to hand the ball off or when to keep it, run it himself if he has to. He's got Chris Harness behind him. That's not a bad guy to hand the ball off to, over 1,500 yards on the season. I think the real key for Mishawaka tonight is how many guys on that defense can step up and play their best game of the year. They're going to have to do that tonight. Keith Kinder is very much aware of the effort he's going to need here tonight against Penn.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and I talked about this. This is as good as this conference has been. I just talked about that with Coach Yeoman. He agrees. Every team has a case for why they could have been 4-0 at this point, and so it's really special, I think, this year to have these 2 teams playing at 4-0 on the last week of the regular season.
And to build on Keith Kinder's point, it has been a year of survivor for Penn in the NIC. They had a 3-point win at Elkhart Central last week. They know they've got another tough test this week, but Corey Yeoman believes his team is still improving.
Well, he told us earlier in the season, he said they've been behind in every game but one. So he wouldn't be surprised if things go a little sideways to begin with, but he trusts the seniors on this team. Got 16 of them in the 22 starters. And out of all the seniors, you still have a sophomore quarterback. A guy with the keys to the ignition is just a sophomore, but he's a talented young man. And you got to look at Ron Paulus and look at how far he's come this season. Whiteman is a quality running back for him, and yet, again, for Penn, the key tonight is going to be the play of that defense. And Corey Yeoman is very proud of the evolution of his team this season.
Well, got a great running attack. Their option attack's very, very good. We got to play great assignment football and defense, and you still got to get off blocks and tackle some pretty dynamic backs as well and quarterbacks. And if you're not watching what you're doing, they're going to slip somebody behind you in the passing attack as well too. So their defense, when you watch them, they fly around. All their guys run to the football extremely well and tackle well. So it's going to be another typical Penn Mishawaka football game, I imagine.
Bo Hunt once again patrols the sidelines for us tonight. And Bo, 2 weeks ago we saw this Penn team shut down a run-oriented offense from New Prairie. Mishawaka would appear to be that same kind of offense. What do they have to do differently?
Well, 2 weeks ago, I think one of the biggest things we saw was mistakes in that offense, meaning penalties, turnovers, those types of effects. When you're running this type of a run offense, you're picking up 3-4 yards at a time. Those are okay, but once you get in 3rd and 3 and have a false start and move you back now to 3rd and 8, or a holding call, move you back even further, that's what you can't have those happen because you can't sustain those drives. So in order for Mishawaka to have success tonight, they can't have those mistakes. They have to play perfect offensive football in order to win this game.
The winner gets the NIC title. The loser has to hear about it for 12 months. We've got the Bub Funeral Chapel pregame show and the Jordan Automotive Keys to win next on the 46 Game of the Week.
The WHME TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Thor Industries, Bethel College Admissions, Teachers Credit Union, Bill's Heating, Jordan Auto Group, IU South Bend, Electrical Workers Local 153, JV Macri Orthodontics, Crown Trophy, Imagineering Finishing Technologies, and the IHSAA.
This edition of the TV46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you by the Jordan Auto Group. Simple, easy, stress-free. Welcome back, everybody, to TCU Freed Field. We get you ready for the Bub Funeral Chapel pregame show before Mishawaka and Penn tangle. Time now to look at our keys to win, brought to you by the aforementioned Jordan Auto Group. And for that group of Mishawaka cavemen, they want to give the ball all night long, if they can, to their senior running back, Chris Harness. He's run for 1,519 yards this season and 15 touchdowns, having a brilliant career at Mishawaka. The quarterback, the guy that stirs the drink, is Sam Shively. He's accounted for over 800 total yards on offense this year and 18 touchdowns, and he's had some success throwing the football. The keys to win for the Cavemen.
Well, the number one key is no gifts, please. Crucial stat tonight will be turnovers. If Mishawaka can avoid that, that'll be a big factor for them. They got to tackle with certainty. Arm tackling won't get it against the Penn Kingsmen. You got to wrap them up and take them down, and you got to be special on special teams. You got to find a hero if you can. Could be a big factor in this ball game for Keith Kinder in his first year at the helm of the Mishawaka Cavemen. 7-1, doing an outstanding job.
This has been a little bit different Penn team than you might be used to watching, and one reason is they've got some really good receivers. Brock Boynton leads the way. He's got 36 catches this year for 523 yards and 6 touchdowns. Shooty was featured on ESPN last week. And then they've got Caden Paquette out helping to lead that defense. The outside linebacker leads them in tackles for loss this year with 5, and he is a force to be reckoned with.
Keys to win for Penn tonight. They've got to do their job, and they've got 8 years of experience in this system. The seniors do. They've learned it well, and they execute. That's going to be crucial for them. They got to value each possession. There won't be many tonight. Mishawaka loves to possess the ball and run the clock, and they've got to win the turnover battle. Who will be playing the role of Paul Moala in this year's game? There has been a big turnover in this game the last couple of years. Corey Yeoman is the head coach at Penn, 16th season at the helm. An outstanding record, 173-33.
So Mishawaka will receive. Their fans have brought their baby powder a la LeBron James, and they are ready to make it look like it's snowing. And weather-wise, it may not be much different than that. As Pulse FM welcomes Chandra Pierce on November 11th, and the weather tonight is not good. 39 degrees at game time. 50% chance of rain. Well, it's raining right now, and the wind out of the west at 9.
The good thing about the field is it drains well. It's an artificial surface. Years back, Chris Giesman tells us there used to be a little swampy area down that southeast corner. That's not a factor tonight, but we are looking forward to a great contest. A lot on the line tonight. Penn in their home black jerseys, gold pants, gold helmets. Mishawaka in the all-white on their road uniforms, and we're ready to kick it off. And here to call tonight's action, my partner, our Family Broadcasting Corporation Sports Director, Chuck Freeby.
Ryan Majerick gets ready to put the boot to it. Spinning kick will be taken at the 10-yard line. Donovan Snyder gets it back to about the 24, and that's where Mishawaka will take over. And, of course, all eyes will be on Chris Harness tonight. And why not? You can understand it when you look at the stats. He's 6th in the state in rushing with 1,519 yards. And if you take a look at his career, over 3,300 rushing yards in what has been a brilliant time at Mishawaka High School.
He's tough, and he has experience, and this team is ready to go. The Mishawaka Cavemen come out, and keeping an eye on the fact that a year ago, they went right down the field and scored, took the lead on Penn in that first quarter.
They will run out of the flex bone. Sam Shively, the quarterback. And Shively keeps it himself on the option and picks up about 6 off the left side as we meet the starting lineup for the Mishawaka Cavemen. You take a look at Shively and Harness. They'll give it to Donovan Snyder quite a bit. That offensive line headed up by the 2 big guards, David Vandegrip and Sam Reschke.
Nice pickup on first down. Mishawaka loves it when they've got a couple of downs to get a first down, and it's attainable. That'll move the chains and keep the clock running.
Shively looks to throw. and threw it too high. He was looking for Bradley Taylor, the senior receiver. Couldn't come up with it. Gives us a chance to meet the Penn defense. Joe Apata gets the start tonight at defensive end. Rockney Hurley having a great year with 4 sacks. The linebacking core headed up by the leading tackler Adam Berta. And in the secondary, keep an eye on Drew Snyder, the safety. He's having a fine senior year. It's 3rd and 4 for Mishawaka. Cavemen will go double tights. Hand it off up the middle, and not much there for Chris Harness. He only gets 2 yards short of the first down, and decision time for Keith Kinder.
Outstanding defensive effort there by Penn. They were expecting Harness. They got him. They got his feet out from under him, and now it's 4th down and a short 2.
And they're going to go for it. Movement along the line of scrimmage. Nothing happening yet. Still 15 on the play clock. Shively gives it to Harness, and he gets the first down up to the 35-yard line. First down sponsored by R&B Car Company.
That's a gutty call right there, partner. I tell you what, I thought they were going to delay and then maybe try to draw him, and they settled up and got ready to go. Right up the middle he went. 3-yard carry and a first down.
Mishawaka now 14 of 17 on 4th down this year. Man in motion, they give to Harness up the middle, and Harness battles his way to the 39-yard line. Bob, you were with me in Mishawaka practice this week when Keith Kinder told us those are the kinds of yards that make Chris Harness special.
He has great 3-yard runs. A lot of times they're only going to get you maybe 1 yard, sometimes even none, and he'll find a way to battle forward and get those extra yards. 8 yards on 3 carries tonight.
Taylor in motion. It's Harness off the left side. He gets the first down to the 48. It's sponsored by R&B Car Company.
Gain of 7.
Here's another look courtesy of Bethel College admissions. Very good blocking on the left side this time by Mishawaka.
Gain of 9 yards on that carry. First down number 2. And he was a step away maybe from getting down that sideline.
He does have a burst. Shively keeps it himself. Shively has room to run. 1 man to beat. Touchdown, Mishawaka. Sam Shively, 52 yards to Pater.
Similar script to a year ago. Mishawaka was able to get on the board early.
And here's another look courtesy of Bethel College admissions. And watch him pop right through the hole. And there was nobody in the second layer of defense. Perhaps a missed assignment by Penn. And Corey Oman talked about that this week, how dangerous that would be. Patton Snyder on to try the extra point. Snaps a little high. The kick is up, and it is good. It only took Mishawaka 2 minutes and 43 seconds to get on the board as they're trying to reverse a long series history that's gone against them.
And the series history, Penn leading at 46 wins, 14 losses, 1 tie. First meeting was back in 1965. Last year, Penn down 7-0 early, won it 48-7, and that was almost exactly a year ago. The scoring drive for the Kingsmen, they go 76 yards, and for the Cavemen, they go 76 yards, 7 plays, 3 first downs along the way, as Chuck said, 2:43 off the clock. And with 9:17 left to go here in the first quarter, it is Mishawaka 7 and Penn 0. And folks, if the taste of burgers and milkshakes brings thoughts of the 50s and 60s, then savor the flavor and wax nostalgic at Bonnie Doon Drive-In on Linkaway in Mishawaka. The season is just about to end, so stop in before October 30th for pints of ice cream, 3 for $10, and quarter-pound cheeseburgers, 2 for $5. Serving the Michiana community for over 70 years, Bonnie Doon Drive-In. They provided crew food tonight, and our crew really appreciated it.
Ryan Watt with the kickoff for Mishawaka. Penn will get it back to the 24-yard line, and that's all. And the Kingsman offense will go to work as it was Ryan Whiteman on the return. But Ron Paulus, the sophomore quarterback, has had himself a fine first year as a starter. He's thrown for over 1,000 yards. Very good TD to interception ratio, and as of late, he's been red hot with 7 TD passes.
Great to see his development over the years and over the course of the year. And the fact that the wide receivers have stepped up as well. Their development has been very helpful. Olsen has been banged up a little bit, but Boynton's done a great job.
Trenton Horvath to the left of Paulus, Ryan Whiteman to the right. It's Whiteman on the carry. Through a big hole. First down for Penn up to the 38. 13-yard pickup for Ryan Whiteman, the leading carrier on this Penn team. You get another look courtesy of Bethel College Admissions.
Didn't take them long to get their first down in the ball game. And again, you got so many people going in different directions. Mishawaka reading the blocking, and they cut back with Whiteman, and he picks up the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Whiteman again. Stutter step, explodes through the hole and picks up 8. And we meet the Penn offense. Along with Whiteman, Trenton Horvath gets the start tonight. George Olsen back in the starting lineup. He's been injured. Greg Hurst, a solid tight end. Big offensive line with Alex Fish, the 6'3", 260 senior in the center.
Good to see him healthy again, too. Suffered a little bit of a back issue during the course of the season, but hey, the championship's on the line tonight. All hands on deck, and Penn moving the football with great efficiency.
2nd and short. Horvath this time, and he's met in the backfield and doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Great penetration by the Mishawaka defense. Ryan Watt led the charge that time. And let's meet that caveman defense up front. Thomas Frayling and Joseph Willis having good years at the defensive end slots. The leading tackler, C.J. Fisher. The linebackers headed up by Derek Dawson, a baseball commitment to Evansville. 3rd and 4. Paulus play action throws and has his man for the first down. I believe that's Boynton out to the 45-yard line. Brock Boynton with his 37th catch of the season. This one good for a first down.
And he needed 4 and got plenty out to 45-yard line of Mishawaka.
Boynton had 2 touchdown catches last week in the win over Elkhart Central.
Good look at Ron Paulus there, checking over the sidelines.
10-yard pickup on that 3rd down conversion. Handoff to Whiteman, and he's tripped up in the backfield. Good penetration that time by Thomas Frayling, the defensive end, 6'1", 195-pound senior.
Had a hand on the ankle, and down he went.
There you take a look at Ron Paulus, the son of the former Notre Dame quarterback of the same name back in the 1990s. 2nd and 10. And the snap made, and Mishawaka comes running through, and they sack Paulus 6 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. A lot of confusion on that play.
And one of the reasons we talked about Paulus being just a sophomore heading into this season. Now there's some confusion what you're going to do, and when he got the ball, wasn't sure what was going to happen. One thing he made sure he did was hang on to the football, and the officials blow the whistles, and it is a loss of 6 yards on the play, and it sets up a tough situation for Penn now. 3rd down and 15.
Paulus looks to throw, has time, and finds Brock Boynton for the first down to the 33. So Boynton bails out Penn again with another terrific reception.
Gain of 16 yards on the play.
Watch it from down low on Bethel College Admissions. And as was the case 2 weeks ago, Paulus with plenty of time to throw.
2 out of 2 on the night. I'm not sure what Mishawaka's secondary was thinking, but should have been looking for Boynton. That's been the favorite target of Paulus.
Grant Jablonski made the tackle. Now Whiteman trying to get around the outside. Stiff arms one tackler, but gets sent out of bounds again by Thomas Frayling. Loss of 2 on the play, and for Frayling, that's his 3rd tackle for loss this year.
And that's pretty good pursuit for the Cavemen, squaring up, making sure that Whiteman couldn't get up the field.
They're going to give a spot at the 34-yard line, so a loss of 1. Paulus sends Whiteman in motion and keeps it himself and puts his head down and gets to the 30-yard line. He is a big young man at 243 pounds.
Tell you what, and when he goes up the middle, he's bouncing off of people, and picked up about 3 yards on the play. But when he's running up there, he's leaving some dents and some fenders, I guarantee you that much. He's a big, sound, strong young man.
So Penn looking at 3rd and 7 right here. They've had 2 third-down conversions already in the drive. Paulus looks to throw again. It's a bullet, and it is dropped. He wanted Nick Favilla, but the sliding catch could not be made by the sophomore.
So Penn has a decision to make here with a 4th down and 7. 31-yard line. That makes it a 48-yard field goal in less than ideal conditions. Chuck, I got to believe Penn's going to rack it up and see if they can get 7.
Mishawaka's defense has been very good on 4th down this year. Can they come up with another key stop right here?
Well, they will after they get the shoes tied. That's Justin Koseski. Got himself ready to go.
And a timeout called by Keith Kinder with 5:17 to go here in the first quarter. Penn looking at a big 4th down situation when we come back. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by Thor Industries, the world's largest R&D manufacturer. Chuck Freeby, Bob Nagel, Bo Hunt back with you at TCU Freed Field. Mishawaka with an early 7-0 lead. Penn looking at 4th and 7 from the Caveman 31. Kingsman will send 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. The one to the left is Brock Boynton. Play action. Paulus wants to run, has nowhere to go, and Mishawaka has stopped him. Derek Dawson makes the stop on 4th down.
What a great effort by Mishawaka, and again, it was kind of a run-pass option, I'm sure. Paulus was looking for maybe a quick slant, and when it wasn't there, watch him set his feet and then take off out and down the field. Now, the straight arm, normally pretty effective, but he had troops coming to help out. Paulus out of bounds at about the 32-yard line, so loss of a yard on the play. Mishawaka football with 5:10 left to go in the first quarter.
Mishawaka scored quickly on its first possession. Shively gives it off to Chris Harness, and Harness takes it up to the 38-yard line on the pickup of 6. First quarter tonight brought to us by our friends at Tyler's Heating and Cooling.
23 yards so far tonight for Harness. 58 yards for Shively.
Mishawaka has been quick off the ball tonight, as they typically are. And they give it to Harness again. And he bowls his way up to the 43-yard line, has the first down, sponsored by R&B Car Company.
You know, it's one of the things we notice about this offense, and we see it at New Prairie as well. If you wait and react to it, they've got 6. And that was a gain of about 6 yards on that play.
They have the Kingsmen back on their heels early on.
You know, there are 2 people that are probably going to carry the ball. Now, obviously, they have other people in that backfield for Mishawaka, and they will go with a pass on occasion, but got to believe all them linebackers are looking at number 2.
Shively kept it himself. Sam Shively is off to the races again. He's got another Mishawaka touchdown.
57 yards.
Unbelievable. This is a Penn team that has been holding opponents to 12 points a game, and Mishawaka's got 13 already in the first quarter.
And Mishawaka's got a quarterback with 115 yards rushing with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter.
What a performance in the first quarter by Sam Shively. And now Patton Snyder is on to try the extra point.
Kind of a stunned crowd here at Freed Field, TCU Freed Field.
Kick is up. It is good. 4:01 left first quarter, and the Cavemen are making a statement.
Boy, are they ever, as we get a chance to see it again. And, you know, as I said, you got to be watching Harness. They tackled him hard, but he didn't have the ball. And there's Shively. They missed a couple of tackles, cut back against the grain, and he's got the wheels to get into the end zone. 57 yards on that touchdown. Outstanding effort by Sam Shively and the Mishawaka Cavemen. That offensive line got to feel really good about what they're doing. His previous touchdown was 52 yards, and Mishawaka leads it by 2 touchdowns. Folks, Imagineering Finishing Technologies is a world-class metal finishing company specializing in plating, coating, testing, and consulting services. 59 years as the knowledge source for metal finishing solutions. You can reach us at info@iftworldwide.com.
Penn really over-pursued to Shively's right that time. He took the play to the left and then serpentined his way through the Kingsman defense. So Ryan Watt is on to kick it off again. High spinning kick. Trenton Horvath takes it at his 12. Horvath up the middle of the field to the 33-yard line before he's brought down. And Ron Paulus and the Kingsmen got their work cut out for them.
They do. One thing we mentioned, Chuck, in the pregame shows, they've been behind a lot this year against every opponent except New Prairie. And so they know how to come from behind, and I don't think you'll see much in the way of the Kingsmen getting nervous, but they got to execute a little bit better on defense especially.
Well, the one thing is with Penn's passing game, they are capable of some lightning strikes of their own.
Certainly are. We'll see if George Olson can help them in that category. He's been a prolific pass receiver, out with injuries for a lot of this year.
Paulus gives it off to Ryan Whiteman. He tries to sweep around the right side, but good pursuit by the Mishawaka defense as Tyler Rux, the tackle, comes over to make the stop.
Picked up a couple yards on the play. Folks, Thor Industries loves this time of year because team pride is in full display. That team culture from Friday Night Sidelines extends to our Thor Industries team. Build your future right here in Elkhart with one of Thor's excellent career opportunities. Get started today at thorindustries.com.
Paulus looking at 2nd and 8. From the pistol. Play action. He's throwing for George Olson, who makes the catch and takes it to the Mishawaka 49. For Olson, that is his 25th catch of the season, but his first in the last 3 weeks because he's been out with injuries.
15 yards on the reception. And, well, I tell you what, a lot of fingertip tackling going on there. And if he could have got away from one more, that could have been a big play for Penn. As it is, 3 out of 4 to start the game for Paulus throwing the ball.
Justin Koseski, filling in at cornerback this week, made the stop. Now a little run up the middle here, Ryan Whiteman. And Whiteman manages to fight his way to the 43-yard line. That's a pickup of 6 on the play for the Penn running back.
Chuck, that might be one of your plays that you might want to look at when we do our weekly breakdown. And the reason I bring it up is the blocking for Penn doesn't stop. Even if the play takes time to develop, Mishawaka's trying to react, and okay, now I got to move to my left. Oh, there's somebody blocking me again. So the Penn line, very efficient inside, trying to keep the play alive, keep moving people.
Trenton Horvath on 2nd and 3, knifes his way out to the 33-yard line. That's another Penn first down. Horvath missed the game against New Prairie going through the concussion protocol, but he's back and ready to go.
You're going to see it's a gain of 8 yards on the play and another first down.
Now on 1st and 10. It's Whiteman again. He's spun down on the tackle at the 31-yard line. Thomas Frayling, we've called his name a lot already on defense tonight, but he makes another stop.
Got about 3 yards on that carry, and that's good. Penn doesn't mind that kind of effort. Get 3 or 4 yards of carry, you're going to wind up moving those chains, but boy, Mishawaka defense has done a nice job so far. Penn down there in that, not quite in the red zone, but getting close.
2nd and 8. Paulus rolls out, throws, has his man short of the first down, sticks by about a yard. That was Brock Boynton making the catch again, his 3rd of the night already.
So just short of the first down, I think.
Yep. Boynton, a terrific baseball player. He's committed to play baseball at Quincy University.
Gain of 6 yards on that completion.
3rd and 1. Wouldn't be surprised to see Whiteman get the ball right here. And he does, and he's brought down right at the first down sticks. This will be close.
It will be. As they get ready to regroup, the official marking it just inside the 24-yard line, and they're going to say it's short of the first down. So, Chuck, we got a big moment here. Penn down 14-0. They need a yard. We've seen them in the past in the short yardage situation. Get the ball to Paulus, and he takes it right up the middle, especially when he takes a snap under center.
Well, he's the biggest guy in the backfield. And he got the first down.
He got a couple. Needed about a half a yard. He got a couple and the first down. So the drive stays alive. Paulus now has 3 carries on the night.
So while it wasn't a bad first quarter for Ron Paulus, it was a great first quarter for the Mishawaka quarterback, Sam Shively. He put 2 touchdowns on the board in the opening stanza. One on a 48-yard touchdown romp, the other a 57-yarder, and after one, the Cavemen lead the backyard brawl 14-0 on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by IU South Bend, fulfilling the promise. We promise you sideline reports sponsored by Bill's Heating. We go downstairs for our first one of the night. Bo Hunt, your thoughts on that electrifying first quarter?
Well, I think one of the biggest things with Mishawaka was their offensive line play. They were getting such a surge on that offensive line. 2 weeks ago when we saw New Prairie come in here with the same type of offense, running the ball, they didn't get that same surge, whether it's Mishawaka's offensive line being able to really move those Penn linemen or the Penn linemen just not being up to the task tonight. Guys, we'll look forward to that the rest of the game.
1st and 10 from the 23, second quarter brought to us by Tyler's Heating and Cooling. Ron Paulus fires in the flat, has his man. George Olson goes down at the 13-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle made that time by Tyler Pearson.
And a dry field. Olson might have been able to make that cut. Paulus, good play fake, good strong throw, and then he plants right there. And the feet kind of go out from under him, but a pretty good tackle as well.
9-yard pickup at 2nd and 1. Trenton Horvath, play action. They throw out in the flat. Brock Boynton gets to the end zone. Touchdown, Penn. Boynton's 4th catch of the night, his 7th touchdown of the year, and the Kingsmen are on the board. 13-yard strike from Paulus to his favorite receiver.
Man. Right back they came. Mishawaka was up 14-0. Penn got the ball down the field. Took about 4.5 minutes to get in the end zone to get on the board.
So now Ryan Majerick comes on to try the extra point, as you see a fired up Boynton on the sidelines, trying to spark his team to another comeback win.
Paulus has been impressive. 6 out of 7 passing on the night.
Majerick's extra point is up and good, and Penn has cut the lead in half to 14-7.
Paulus 6 out of 7 passing, 71 yards and a touchdown. And look, he knows where his man's going to be. And Boynton did a good job. The defense was there, but boy, he knows how to get his shoulder down, keep his balance. Took another hit, but got into the end zone for the touchdown.
Bob, we've talked about Penn having a lot of comebacks this year, but in the NIC, there has not been a team as dominant as the Kingsmen.
They know how to win. They know how to work, more importantly. And I tell you what, anybody had a chance to come out and watch these guys in practice, you'd know that there isn't a whole lot of downtime. They have great coaching staff. They've got a veteran staff, and it's almost come full circle now. Corey Yeoman had to make a lot of changes when he took over the program, because a lot of the guys that were with Chris Giesman still were great coaches. Some of them hung around for a little while, but now it's a whole new staff, and I think they're very comfortable with what they do and how they do it. And right now, they're back within a touchdown of the Mishawaka Cavemen.
Majerick with a high spinning kick. C.J. Fisher, the captain, takes it at his 10. And Fisher stood up at the 23-yard line, and down he goes. So Mishawaka will go to work with its worst field position of the night, but it really hasn't mattered much to the Cavemen. And they're trying to break a long string of Penn, not only those NIC wins, but Penn has held its last 26 regular season opponents to 17 or less, which means they basically have to pitch a shutout the rest of the night.
That's going to be tough to do. Mishawaka's playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Shively hands it off to Chris Harness, and he only got about a yard that time.
Think he's going to get a little attention now?
He'll get a little attention all night long.
Got 116 yards rushing in the ball game.
Most of that from Shively.
Yes. Shively's been outstanding. 29 so far for Harness. But I tell you what, he's always about a step away from taking one down the field, too. There you see those two seniors getting together, talking. Maybe they saw something. Maybe they think there's a little bit of a place to go.
Well, Harness tried to go off the right side, fumbled the football, and Penn has it. Adam Berto with the fumble recovery, and the Kingsmen are in business at the Cavemen 27.
One of the great linebackers on this team, Berta, picks it up. And the momentum all of a sudden has got a black jersey on.
If there is one knock on Chris Harness, he tends to put the ball on the ground. This is his 7th fumble of the season, and you'll get another copy of it courtesy of Bethel College Admissions. Ball popped loose, and Berto was right there for his 2nd recovery of the year.
Got it at the 27.
Ryan Whiteman on the carry. Look out. Whiteman to the 11. 16-yard pickup for the Penn senior.
Good way to start a drive in the other team's territory. Whiteman now with 47 yards rushing.
Chris Harness hoping his defense can pick him up. Penn looking at 1st and 10 from the Caveman 11. It's Whiteman again, this time bottled up behind the line of scrimmage. Ryan Watt was there for the stop. Watt had the save for the for the Mishawaka baseball team in the regional win over Penn last summer.
Well, we'll have to see if Paulus doesn't look for Boynton again.
2nd and 11. Paulus gives it to Trenton Horvath. He's scooting towards the end zone. Horvath is stopped short of the goal line. He's got the 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal from the 1-foot mark.
He needed 12. They're going to give him credit for 11.
The little 5'4" senior wanted his 2nd touchdown of the year. Couldn't quite get there.
Wants the ball right now.
I think they'll just go with the big fella under center. They will. Touchdown, Penn. Ron Paulus with his 5th rushing touchdown of the year. And just like that, the Kingsmen are a point away from tying this one up.
Took a minute and 22 seconds to capitalize on the turnover. Penn fans coming back to life. They're a little stunned early in the ball game. They saw their team down 14-0.
So Ryan Majerick with a key extra point out of the hold of George Olson. Snap is good, the kick is up, and it is good. 9:13 to go in the first half. The second quarter belonging to the Penn Kingsmen. First, a touchdown pass from Paulus to Boynton. Then the Chris Harness fumble. Adam Berta pounced on it, and Ron Paulus and the Kingsmen made the Cavemen pay dearly. We're tied at 14 in the backyard brawl on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you by Bethel College Admissions, equipping for lifelong service. Brand new ball game here at TCU Freed Field with 9:13 to go first half. 14-14, and Ryan Majerick will kick off for Penn.
Anybody went to get hot chocolate missed a big comeback.
But they did get warm.
Yep.
C.J. Fisher takes the kick back at his 10, and good special teams coverage by the Kingsmen stop him at the 21. Mishawaka only had 2 plays in the last possession. By the way, that wasn't Fisher, but Bradley Taylor that time on the return.
Taylor, a good wide receiver. 9 minutes to go in the 9:07 to go in the first half. And the Mishawaka Cavemen come out. And one thing about the fumble that happened on the last possession where Harness fumbled the football, you got to give him the ball back.
Well, they will.
Oh, yeah.
But they pitch it here, and they give it to Donovan Snyder, who rolls over a tackler and goes down. They're going to say he is stopped at the 30-yard line. That's a pickup of 9 on the play. For Snyder, that's his 36th carry of the year, and he averages over 8 yards a carry.
Why do you suppose that happens? Do you think they're looking for Harness? Probably.
And Snyder, a junior, has some quicks. 2nd and 1. Harness up the middle. And looks like he stopped short of the first down. The middle of that Penn defensive line getting the job done that time, as Christian Forsythe, the junior defensive end, made the stop.
Check, it almost looked like the way the Penn Kingsmen were reacting, it almost looked like maybe they thought it was another fumble.
Bo down there on the field said it looked like Harness did drop it again. So Shively keeps it himself and gets the first down behind his center, Ethan Sargent.
The original Urban Swirl in Granger would like to wish the teams a great game. You can step up your game with a great gift certificate deal just in time for the upcoming holidays. Buy a $25 gift card for just $20. Get $5 off this weekend at the original Urban Swirl in Granger. Stock up on certificates and remember to swirl it your way.
1st and 10 from the 32. They'll hand it off to Harness. Look out. He's got a burst. Harness down the sideline. Jitterbugs his way and lost it out of bounds at about the 12. That would be a 57-yard pickup for Chris Harness. Here's another look from field level, and man, what a hole he had to run through.
Sure did, and boy, I tell you what, you see that ball fly out at the end. And Chris gets up and says, somebody put a handle on that thing for me.
We'll ask Bo Hunt about that after this play from scrimmage.
89 yards in the first half for Harness, 118 for Shively.
Shively keeps it himself. The play kind of got messed up down there, and Shively did a good job to get a yard out of it. But I'm curious, Bo Hunt, with the Bills Heating sideline report, what's Chris Harness doing wrong? Why is he putting the ball on the ground so much?
Well, the first time it was just a miscommunication with Shively at the quarterback. It looked like Shively was going to take it, and so he just kept running, didn't close down on his arms. That last one there, he just got his elbow down a little bit and kind of knocked the ball, and actually he never had it. The ball went to the ground. He had it between his legs, and nobody really knew it, and he got lucky on that one as well.
2nd and 7. Shively lost the football.
Got it back.
And it'll be 3rd and goal.
Might have picked up a yard going forward to pick up the ball. So the ball's on the 7-yard line. It comes right up into his chest.
He was very lucky to get that one back because there were Penn bodies all around.
So eager to get the play going, the quickness from the snap. You got to make sure you got the football. You need an extra step here tonight.
Shively to Harness. Harness to the end zone, touchdown. Mishawaka is back in front for Harness's 16th TD of the year.
Right through there so quick. As I said, if you wait to react on these guys, it makes it really tough. That's 96 yards rushing for Harness and a touchdown.
And that is the first time in the last 27 games that an opponent has scored more than 17 on the Kingsmen. 27 regular season games.
It's a bunch.
Pat and Snyder on to try the extra point, but a flag comes in.
Penalty, illegal procedure against Penn. First penalty of the ball game, partner. Well coached, well disciplined teams here tonight.
Watch Snyder kick in practice. 5 yards should not be much of a difference for him.
No, it should not.
Andy Simpson sets the play clock. The snap a little high. Snyder's kick is up. It is good. And halfway through the second quarter, Mishawaka finds itself back in front thanks again to its running game, Bob.
Tyler's Heating and Cooling is offering a great deal as we head into cooler temperatures. It's their $79 preseason furnace tune-up special. Don't be left out in the cold. Make sure your furnace is ready for the Michiana winter ahead. Call Tyler's Heating and Cooling to schedule your furnace check today. The number to call is 574-347-4225. That's 574-347-4225. Tyler's Heating and Cooling for all your heating and cooling needs. And partner, I don't know what happened to summer last week, about 85 degrees. Tonight is supposed to get down around 40. If you didn't get your furnace checked, put it on your list of to-dos this week because winter is on the way.
Summer left and took my voice with it.
It'll be back.
Let's hope.
No problem. What a great ball game we've got here. And again, there have been a couple of mistakes by Mishawaka dropping the ball, but just been an outstanding start to what we thought would be a classic, and it's turning out to be that way.
Kickoff goes into the end zone, so the Kingsmen will start at 1st and 10 at their own 20. Down by 7, but Penn should have some confidence the way they've moved the football here tonight.
They should, as a matter of fact. And I want to remind you, the Granger Lawnmower reminds you, it's fall cleanup time, so get your lawnmower winterized and your snow thrower ready. Check out the new ones before they're sold out, or get yours in and get it serviced. Call Granger Lawnmower Place, 272-0325.
Ron Paulus at quarterback with 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen. It's Ryan Whiteman on the carry in a big hole. Whiteman to the 33.
Chuck, they went with the look of the 2 wide receivers, and I think Mishawaka's thinking, you know, they might be going to go that passing attack, and it spread the defense out a little bit, and right up the middle goes Whiteman.
And Whiteman was an all-NIC selection last year. Had 130 yards rushing in the win over Elkhart Central last week.
13 yards in that carry.
They give it to him again. Good pursuit by the Cavemen. Whiteman, not afraid to run into people, goes out of bounds at the 37. I would not be afraid either if I could squat 500 pounds.
No. 4-yard carry that time for Whiteman. He's got 64 yards in the ball game. We've got some prolific numbers going on here. 71 yards passing for the Kingsmen and 81 yards rushing. So they've had really good balance here tonight. Mishawaka over 200 yards rushing in this first half.
That is incredible. I mean, only Warren Central was able to do that against Penn. 2nd and 6. Throw out in the flat. A little bit low, but it's caught out there by Brock Boynton, who's having himself a night. 5 catches already in the first half for Boynton. Boynton had 4 catches in their win over St. Joe earlier this year.
Boynton with a gain of 7 on that play. A gain of 5?
Gain of 5. 3rd and 1.
So he's over 50 yards in reception so far.
Whiteman has the first down. He's brought down by C.J. Fisher at the 49-yard line, but the Kingsmen move the chains.
68 yards rushing for Whiteman.
Corey Oman said that every possession in this game would have value because of Mishawaka's capabilities on offense. But I think he was looking at it from the standpoint that they could keep the ball for long stretches of time, not necessarily scoring 21 first-half points.
We talked during the week that teams might have 6, maybe 7 possessions during the ball game, and each team's had 4 already here in the first half.
Whiteman is dumped on his fanny for a loss of 3. Mishawaka with great penetration from Nicholas Davis that time. The 6'2" junior middle linebacker comes up and makes his 2nd tackle for loss this year.
Congratulations to both schools on a great season from the law offices of Len Zappia. Keep up the good work for sectionals. If you have a family law need, call Len Zappia. The number is 287-2240. Len Zappia, 287-2240.
2nd and 13, Paulus fires. That one short hops the receiver. Good coverage that time by Grant Jablonski for Mishawaka as he was out there to cover Boynton.
7 out of 9 on the night now for Paulus.
And the other incompletion was a drop.
Yep.
So 3rd and 13 for the Kingsmen, down by 7 with 4:34 to go before halftime. Coming up at halftime, it's the original Urban Swirling Ranger halftime report. Paulus to throw, under pressure, on the run, tosses it out, and they pick up maybe a yard. Ball pops loose. Did the Cavemen get it? They do.
Well,
Mishawaka recovers the fumble.
Not a bad idea by Paulus to try to advance it, and they made the completion, but then Mishawaka got over there, knocked the ball loose, and possession. The player for Mishawaka was down inside, so it goes as a fumble.
It was Nicholas Davis on the recovery. Greg Hurst, the tight end, was the one who dropped the ball. And he's the one that's slow to get up out there on the field of play. Take another look from field level, courtesy of Bethel College admissions. Hurst makes the grab, tucks it away. That's a football move. Gets stripped by C.J. Fisher. And then the pursuit continues. And Davis is the first to get to the football.
Turnovers even up now, 1 apiece. And Mishawaka will have the ball, 1st down and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you tell your tickets, please? For the kicker field goal, comes up at halftime. Sponsored by Martins. We're looking for ticket number 653-913.
So Hurst walking off the field now with the help of some trainers. And Mishawaka will take over with a 7-point lead and 4:25 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, wouldn't they love to use about 4:24 of it to put another touchdown on the board as they take the ball over in Penn territory.
Take a look at Chris Harness, part of this Mishawaka running attack that has done a number on this Penn defense in the first half.
Mishawaka's had so much success running the ball that you wouldn't think they would need to throw it, but I'm sure Penn's looking at them running the ball as well, trying to run the clock here at the end of the half, so you never know, something could be open.
Sam Shively at quarterback brings his team up, hands it off to Chris Harness, and Harness secures it for a 4-yard pickup.
I love it. He gets on the back of his lineman and just continues to grind his feet and make forward progress, and now he's at 100 yards in the ball game.
Eric Vargo and David Vandegrift clearing the way that time. 2nd and 6. You see the situation on the Thor Industries scoreboard. Shively taking his time at the line of scrimmage, trying to drain some clock. Shively pitches. Donovan Snyder turned inside, and a dandy tackle that time for Penn.
Very good defense there by the safety. Snyder, you get a chance to spend some time with Drew Snyder at halftime. He's our student athlete of the week from Penn. And it's a no gain on the play.
So 3rd and 4.
Gain of 2.
Mishawaka with the ball at the Penn 36 after recovering a Kingsman fumble.
Be interesting to see what adjustments Penn makes at halftime. Might want to bring those linebackers up a little tighter.
Handoff up the middle, Harness to the first down, sponsored by R&B Car Company. Chris Harness, wow, does he explode out of the stance.
I don't know if we get a chance to look at that one again. Penn had a safety, had somebody coming up on the outside, maybe anticipating that pitch again, and almost left a gap. You see one of the safeties come running up there, but Harness wasn't able to get much more than what he was going to get anyway. But
Penn really working on trying to strip the football from him. Nate Caravo was trying to pry it away from Harness that time. Shively pitches. Here's Donovan Snyder down the sideline. Another first down, sponsored by R&B Car Company.
What a nice block thrown by number 93 to tight end.
Brody Robinette with the block that time. And Bob, Mishawaka has been deadly inside the red zone this year.
25 touchdowns in 28 tries, and this is a team that knows where the goal line is, and if they can hang on to the football, that's going to be absolutely crucial here.
14-yard pickup that time for Snyder.
Snyder with 25 yards here.
Harness up the middle. He winds up picking up 6. And Penn is just getting gashed by this Mishawaka running attack.
Congratulations to both schools on a great season. From Salsa's Mexican Grill in Mishawaka and Granger, enjoy daily food and beverage specials at both locations. Salsa's Mexican Grill in Mishawaka on Day Road and on State Road 23 in Granger.
It is 2nd and 4 from the Penn 12. Mishawaka already with a 7-point lead. Shively gives it to Harness again. This time only a pickup of about 2, but that's just fine with the Cavemen. They're looking at 3rd and short.
Boy, they are working that clock just like you would absolutely want to do. 120 yards in the first half for Shively, 119 now for Harness. 25 for the other running back who's had 3 carries tonight.
3rd and 2, Shively kept it himself that time, and he got the first down, sponsored by R&B Car Company. So Sam Shively going right behind Chris Harness. Manages to get it up to about the 7.5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from there for Mishawaka.
The caring and experienced professionals at Bubb Funeral Chapel offer a range of personalized services. For more information, call 255-3126 or visit them at bubbfuneralchapel.com. Bob Funeral Chapel is here for your family and a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Shively pitches to Donovan Snyder. Got a great block on the outside from Bradley Taylor. Cut it inside and got to the 5. And Mishawaka will use a timeout here with 47 seconds left in the half.
Snyder, solid ball carrier. And there's that Penn defense coming over. They would love to get a stop, obviously. If they gave up 3, they could probably live with it. But again, they're leading. Mishawaka's ahead by 7 already. And I'm not sure how many times Penn has gone to the locker room at halftime trailing, but this has been a real test for them. And Corey Yeoman, as always, maintains his poise out there and expects his young men to do the same.
Obviously, the huge game in the NIC North. You take a look at the standings, and you see they're both undefeated in league play. New Prairie leads the rest of the pack, but Mishawaka and Penn have both survived a lot of close contests this year in the NIC. Penn winning over Elkhart Central last week by just 3. Mishawaka has a 2-point win over St. Joe, a touchdown win over Elkhart Central. They had a close game at New Prairie as well, where they won by less than a touchdown. And this one far from over.
Well, what a great job of grinding down this clock.
2nd and goal. Shively pitches. Lots of room to run. To the end zone. Did he get in? No, he stopped down at the 2-yard line. That is Bradley Taylor, who was running right at our photographer, Tony Beltran. And you'll get a look here from ground level. Taylor trying a little stop-and-go move to get around Nick Hardrick, and he hit the turf before he extended that football.
I think that was a good call.
Shively behind center. Did he get in? No signal. Touchdown, Mishawaka. Sam Shively's 3rd touchdown of the night, and the Cavemen dent the scoreboard again.
Boy, and they used a lot of different people on that drive. Snyder got to carry the ball. He also went to a young man who's normally one of their best wide receivers, Bradley Taylor. He picked up 4 crucial yards.
Pat and Snyder on to try the extra point. The snap is good. The kick is up. And it is good as well. 33 seconds before intermission. And Mishawaka back to the 14-point lead they enjoyed after 1.
28-14. That's a big time score. It's going to hit the wires here at halftime. Folks, Pulse FM welcomes Chonda Pierce, the Still Laughing Tour, Sunday, November 11th at the Lerner Theater in downtown Elkhart. The First Lady of Christian Comedy is coming to Elkhart for one night of laughs and stories with special guest Karen Williams. For more information and tickets, visit the website at thelerner.com or at pulsefm.com.
Let's take another look at the Shively touchdown, his 3rd of the night. And you can see the surge from his center, Ethan Sargent. Shively also did a good job of not really committing to being under center until he absolutely had to.
And any looks that Penn was going to get off of his location of his feet or direction he was leaning or whatever wasn't available until just at the last second.
So Ryan Watt with the kickoff. It'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Brock Boynton coming up the middle of the field. Gets dumped at the 26. Bo Hunt, I want to talk to you real quick for a Bills Heating sideline report. Have you seen any adjustments here from Mishawaka, or have they been doing the same thing all night long?
Guys, they've been basically doing the same thing all night long. I think the biggest thing is Harness is really gaining a lot of yards on the inside in Mishawaka, and then Shively's able to get on the outside with himself or that pitch as well. They incorporated that pitch in the second quarter. They worked the middle, then Shively to the outside. Now they're working the pitch. So they got all 3 phases of that running game going, guys.
They're having a little problem with the scoreboard down at the north end of the field.
It's cold and wet, just like we were down there. We have our student-athlete feature coming up here at halftime.
27 seconds left. Penn does have all 3 timeouts remaining. But they're going to keep it on the ground with Trenton Horvath. Horvath with some room to run. Look out. He gets out of bounds at the 47-yard line, stops the clock, and gets the first down. 21 seconds left in the half.
21-yard gain on the carry for Horvath. He's got 38 yards here in the first half. 65 for Whiteman.
So a good, quick way to pick up a lot of yards, stop the clock. You've got a couple of timeouts remaining.
You're out in the area of the field, too, where you could risk throwing the ball, even if it's fumbled or intercepted. It's probably going to be the end of the half, but Paula's going to take a look.
He's going to throw, and it's incomplete, intercepted. C.J. Fisher with the pick. The ball popping right out of the receiver's hands and into the waiting arms of the diving Fisher. And the Mishawaka captain gets his first pick of the year.
Really tough to find any fault with Ron Paulus on that one. He had a lot of juice on the ball, which you got to have on a pass out to the wing like that.
He put it right in the hands of his receiver, Nick Favilla. He just didn't catch it.
2 turnovers for Penn in the first half, 1 for Mishawaka and the Cavemen. 15 seconds ago.
Shively's going to try for a home run ball here. Finds his receiver. They make the catch at the 38-yard line. Get down for a first down, sponsored by R&B Company. Bradley Taylor with the grab, his 8th of the season. 7 seconds left, and Mishawaka will take a timeout.
Seventeen, 20-yard pickup.
2 big turnovers by the Penn Kingsmen here in the second quarter have given Mishawaka some room to play with.
Wow, what a nice throw. That's the first completion of the night for Shively. Folks, Bill's Heating has been keeping families and businesses comfortable since 1951. You can relax knowing your family's comfort is their top priority. And Bill's Heating was voted best of the best by readers of the Goshen News 3 years in a row. Bill's Heating, keeping you comfortable since 1951.
The good news for Penn, they'll get the ball to start the second half. But the bad news right now is they could be in some serious trouble going into the locker room at halftime.
Time for one more.
They're going to line up for a field goal. This is Ryan Watt. He's going to try a 50-yard field goal, or at least that's the appearance they give. The snap is clean. The kick is on its way. It is just short. Watt tried from 50, couldn't quite put it through, and the clock stops with 1 second to go in the first half.
Of course it does. Folks, Teachers Credit Union understands the importance of growing your future. Whether you're growing your family, your square footage, or your business, Teachers Credit Union is here for you with financial solutions that will help you succeed. Visit tcunet.com to start growing your future today. Federally insured by the NCUA, they are an equal housing opportunity lender.
Watt gave it a good run. It did not fall short by much. Maybe about 3 yards.
Another exciting play in this game. With 1 second to go. Corey Yeoman I think the big guy is probably going to take a knee.
I believe you're right. And the Penn Kingsmen will go to the locker room trailing by 14. It's got to be their biggest halftime deficit of the year. What a performance by Keith Kinder's Mishawaka Cavemen as they come out and literally run the ball down Penn's throat in the first half to take a 28-14 lead to the locker room. Bo Hunt is getting in position for a Bills Heating sideline report, and he's got himself the head coach of the Mishawaka Cavemen, Keith Kinder.
Coach, going into halftime, I've watched a lot of these games, and your guys, I've never seen the body language and the courage and the commitment that these guys are showing out there in this first half.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the way it's been the first 8 weeks, Bo. This isn't a new trend for these guys. They battle. You know, we turn the football over, score right after they tie the football game, and then force a turnover of our own. You know, that's what these kids do. They battle.
It's an epic game, but there's another half to go. What do you talk to them at halftime?
That there's still 24 minutes left against a really good football team that has beaten us 8 times in a row. You know what I mean? So this game ain't over by a long stretch of the imagination. I don't think our kids believe that either.
Thanks, Keith.
All right, buddy.
Back to you guys.
Stick around, everybody. We've got the original Urban Swirl and Granger halftime report coming up with your TCU Student Athletes of the Week. Mishawaka has taken control of the backyard brawl in the first half. They lead at 28-14 at the intermission on 46.
We welcome you back to TCU Freed Field here at Mishawaka's Penn High School, where we get a chance to meet our Student Athletes of the Week. Brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com and find out how you can become a member today. We have a couple of outstanding representatives with us, as always. From Penn High School, Drew Snyder is with us, and from Mishawaka High School, Courtney Peltier. And Courtney, we're going to talk to you first because you're the visitor, but we first of all want to congratulate you on a great career at Mishawaka in volleyball. You've done a great job.
Thank you so much.
Talk about what it takes to get that done and also do well academically. There's a lot of work involved because volleyball is almost year-round now, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely year-round playing club volleyball. It takes a lot of support from your community, from your family. I just try to plan out my time, like before games, do my homework, after games, on the bus. So yeah, my family helps a lot with supporting me.
And you got a chance to go to St. Mary's College, play volleyball, and what do you want to study at St. Mary's?
I'm actually not sure what I want to study. I'm thinking about speech pathology, but we'll see about that.
That's great. You mentioned your family, but talk about the people that have been behind you, people on your team at home.
Oh, definitely my teammates and my coaches. They've been a big part of my success over the 4 years. So yeah, that means a lot.
What would you say to young people that are looking at you and saying, boy, she did really well in the classroom and on the volleyball court? You really have to be disciplined about time management, don't you?
Yeah, definitely stay organized, stay on top of it, and don't take your 4 years for granted. It goes by fast.
And don't stand out in the rain?
Yes, it's very cold.
That's what we're doing right now. Courtney Peltier from Mishawaka, and Drew Snyder is with us from Penn High School. And Drew, congratulations on your success as well. A lot of hard work has gone into that for you, and I know you got to be pretty proud of what you've done.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, this is just a privilege just getting this award. I mean, I work so hard. I try to balance my time in academics as long as athletics. And I try to work as hard on the field as I do in the classroom, and I'm just proud to see it's paying off.
Well, that's why you got nominated, and the coaches are all really proud of you. Talk about the playing basketball in addition to playing football. It takes a lot of time. You really have to be disciplined.
It does. I mean, obviously, it's pretty much year-round playing both of those sports, but like this, I said, I have to balance academics as well as athletics and stuff. My teammates, my family, my coaches, they all just try to help me, and they always got my back, and it's good to know that.
You spent a lot of time in rehab here at Penn High School. You had a broken leg. You had a little hip procedure as well. It really almost fascinated you to the point where maybe you're interested in a career in the medical field.
Yeah, for sure. First off, I just want to thank all the trainers, Trish and Bailey, and all the student trainers. They've helped tremendously getting me back to be able to play. But like you said, I mean, I've always thought about going in the medical field. All this stuff is just like interested in me, so I think that'd be pretty cool.
And you're going to Indiana University, where they have a really good business school. Might be a good way to tie it all together.
Yeah, for sure. My whole family's pretty much in business, so that'd be pretty cool to do that.
Talk about the people in your life that have made a difference.
My family, first off, my mom and dad, they're always there for me. And brothers, sisters, it's great. I mean, my teammates, all of them, they always got my back. It's great to know that.
I know you always had a lot of Penn T-shirts available from your older brothers when you were growing up, and congratulations on your success.
Thank you very much.
All right, Drew Snyder from Penn High School, one of our student athletes, and we also are very proud of this young lady, Courtney Peltier from Mishawaka. And we thank the folks from TCU for making these awards possible. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com and find out how you can become a member today. We're back with halftime stats and highlights in just a moment. You're watching the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week.
And this edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you by Crown Trophy. They're nationally known and locally owned. The Marching Kingsmen entertaining the fans here at TCU Freed Field at halftime. If you're just a football fan, you had to be entertained by the first half. Penn people might not be enjoying the show so much right now. They're down 28-14 at the half. Chuck and Bob high above the fray. Your thoughts?
I'm not sure 28 points is going to be enough to win this game. And with that being said, Penn's going to have to really get it together more on defense than on offense. And maybe they bring the linebackers up. Maybe they bring a safety up. They got to do something because Mishawaka has two challenges for the most part. And it's Shively and it's Harness. And you got to find a way to know where both those guys are all the time. Take maybe your chances with the other guys, but Penn has got to play better defensively in the second half because, as we're going to see, there's a lot of highlights in that first half.
More big plays than Shakespeare in the first half. Let's take a look and show you how it got to be this way. Sam Shively, where'd he go, Bob?
To the house.
Yes, he did. 48 yards for the score. Mishawaka breaks up on top 7-0. Very next possession. Sam Shively. Where's he go, Bob?
He had to go to the house.
Yes, he did.
It's warmer there.
57 yards this time. And he'll take it on in for the score. 14-0 Mishawaka at this point. Penn moved the ball well on its first possession. Second possession, they punch it in. Ron Paulus to Brock Boynton, his 7th TD catch of the year. Kingsman on the board. And then they get some help from a turnover.
Well, Mishawaka's able to put the ball on the ground. Chris Harness lost the ball a couple times. Shively lost it once in the first half. 3 fumbles, only 1 lost in the first half, and Penn's able to convert on the touchdown by Ron Paulus, the big guy in from a yard out.
Chris Harness, well, he couldn't quite get to the house, but he took it 58 yards on this one, and then he would get to the house on his next carry, so he takes it on in for the score. 21-14 Mishawaka, and then right before halftime, beautiful drive after a Penn turnover. They use up a lot of clock. Shively's 3rd TD of the night. Caveman up by 14, and the running numbers. Oh, my goodness, the running numbers.
We've been doing this a long time, and it's not often that an individual statistic sticks out this loudly at the halftime, but 273 yards on the ground for Mishawaka. 20 yards through the air, a total of 293 yards. You're looking at close to a 600-yard game. Is that possible against the Penn defense? Penn's got to get it going. Penn didn't have any penalties in the first half. They did some good things. They put 14 points on the board. A lot of Penn's games this year, 28 points would be enough to win. I think tonight somebody's got to come up with about 38 to get a win in this contest.
Remember, Penn has won 47 straight in the NIC, but the Mishawaka fans, well, they may not be too chilled tonight by the time this one's over. They're hoping to do some celebrating at Freed Field. They're up by 14 at the break. When we come back, Bo will find out what Corey Yeoman wants to do for adjustments. This has been the original Urban Swirling Ranger Halftime Report. This edition of the TV46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you by the electrical workers of Local 153. They're making your community brighter. Chuck Braby, Bob Dinkel, Bo Hunt back with you at TCU Freed Field. The dynamic duo for Mishawaka. Chris Harness, Sam Shively, what a first half they put on, Bob.
Unbelievable numbers, and everybody in the press box saying the same thing. They've never seen anything like it. Penn giving up 273 yards on the ground. 3 carries resulted in 166 of it. And there you see Sam Shively on the right, number 4. He has 9 carries for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. And number 2 on the left side, Chris Harness, 14 carries, 119 yards, and a touchdown. So it's just been an amazing first half. And when you think about everything that's gone on, they did have a fumble that they lost. Actually fumbled 4 times, only lost 1.
So, Bo Hunt, let's go to you for a Bills Heating sideline report. What does Corey Yeoman anticipate doing about this?
Well, I asked Corey, you're down 14, you've been down before. What do you need to do different in the second half? He goes, very simple. On defense, we need to tackle better. We need to get off blocks better. On offense, we need to block better. We need to run better. We need to pass better. And we need to catch the ball better. I said, so basically everything. He goes, yes, everything.
Can't argue.
Well, and again, you want to make sure you maintain your poise and composure out there. You don't want to let your kids think there's any kind of a panic going on, but this is a very good, by the way, Mishawaka team. Came in ranked 5th in Class 5A. This isn't chopped liver out there that's going after him tonight, but Penn's going to get the ball to start the second half, and they got to get down to business. And I'm going to be really curious to see the kind of adjustments that they make on defense against Mishawaka, because that's really been the soft spot for Penn tonight. Getting ready to kick it off, and here we go, the second half of this classic. Here's my partner, Chuck Freeby.
Ryan Watt with the boot. Brock Boynton takes it at his 1 yard line. Boynton right up the middle of the field. And he gets to the 30-yard line before he's brought down. Some good field position for Ron Paulus and the Penn offense, and Paulus was not the problem in the first half.
No, he wasn't, Chuck. He completed 8 of 11 passes. One that was intercepted was actually right in between the numbers of his receivers, but it's cold, it's wet out there. He threw for 80 yards. He ran for a couple of yards net, but he did have touchdowns for Penn. So it's time for Penn to go to work.
The sophomore QB with 2 backs in his backfield. Throws to Brock Boynton. They did that a lot in the first half. Grant Jablonski right there to greet him at the 35 after a pickup of 5.
Well, you want to create space, get Boynton the ball in space, which they've been able to do. That time Mishawaka came up, made the stop.
Boynton now with, I believe, 6 catches in the ball game.
6 catches for Boynton.
Paulus looks over the line of scrimmage. Gives it off to Trenton Horvath. Finds a little running room, and Horvath jitterbugs his way to the 42-yard line for a first down, sponsored by R&B Car Company.
Need a 7 and a first down. One thing they got to be really cognizant of, both teams hang on to the football. Well, we talked about how important those turnovers would be. As a final stat, Penn turned it over twice, Mishawaka once. But again, Mishawaka actually lost the ball 4 times, only lost 1 fumble.
1st and 10 from its own 43. This time it's Ryan Whiteman on a counter, breaking tackles, and Whiteman works his way to the 48-yard line, pick up a 5 on the play.
And Boynton showing a lot of want to on that carry, and he wants to, believe me. He's got 71 yards now in the ball game. Interested in improving all areas of your fitness program or your sport? Join the Strength and Conditioning Center in Mishawaka, Beacon Sports Performance. They offer youth, high school, and adult performance training. Visit their website at beaconhealthandfitness.org. Do it today.
2nd and 4. Paulus play action. Pumps, throws, and throws it away out of bounds.
Boy,
he had pressure coming in that time. Tyler Rux put him down as he got rid of the football.
He really got popped.
Rux, a strong young man himself. He can bench 330. And watch the lick that he puts on Paulus as he gets rid of the ball.
Good thing he had enough on it to get it out of bounds.
So 3rd and 4. Boynton was open, but Paulus did not have time to get on target. He has time this time, and Grant Jablonski breaks it up with a beautiful defensive play. Jablonski, a 3-sport athlete, comes through. And for the first time tonight, we'll see a punter take the field.
Partner, we were talking about how Penn can look at Shively and Harness and pretty much have about 90% of their offense under wraps. Penn throwing the ball, I got to have a guy on Boynton all the time.
Alex Kennick is on the punt, and he hangs one out there. It'll be fair caught at the 23-yard line by Donovan Snyder. And so Mishawaka, with a 14-point lead, goes to work here in the 3rd quarter.
I want to thank the folks from Bonnie Doon Drive-In. They fed our crew tonight. If the taste of burgers and milkshakes brings back thoughts of the 50s and 60s, then savor the flavor and wax nostalgic at Bonnie Doon Drive-In on Lakeway in Mishawaka. Season's just about at an end, so stop in before October 30th for pints of ice cream, 3 for $10, and quarter-pound cheeseburgers, 2 for $5. Serving the Michiana community for over 70 years. Bonnie Doon Drive-In.
3rd quarter sponsored by Tyler's Heating and Cooling. Sam Shively up the middle, bounces out for about an 8-yard pickup on first down. Shively with a terrific read that time. Sam has had success in the past against Penn. He picked up the pitching win in the regional during the baseball tournament last year. He will play baseball at Taylor University. On second down, Chris Harness tripped up after a 2-yard pickup. Nick Hardwick got in there to make the stop.
Well, as I said, partner, we think that Mishawaka probably needs to add a few points to get to a winning tally here tonight.
Well, a vintage Mishawaka third down right here, 3rd and 2. Shively kept it himself, got the first down to the 40-yard line. Caden Paquette makes the stop, but not until Shively moves the chains for Mishawaka.
9-yard pickup for Shively. And again, probably got a focus going on Harness right there.
Nice delay on the play by Shively to let the hole open up. Harness up the middle, gets about 3 on the play. Nate Caravo down there at the bottom of the pile.
Well, these two are really competing. Harness now with 130 yards rushing on the night, 132 for Shively.
Harness 138 last year against Penn, and his low for the season is that 130 mark that you just mentioned. Pitch here to Donovan Snyder. No, sir, not this time. Johnny Ho, the cornerback, comes up and makes the stop.
Might have got back to about the line of scrimmage. Folks, the teams in this game working toward a great finish, and so is a team from Imagineering Finishing Technologies. Partners with industries including aerospace, automotive, military and defense, medical, and precision machining. At IFT, quality is a way of life.
3rd and 9, Shively scrambling. Shively across the line of scrimmage, so he had to run it. Picks up only 2. And for the first time tonight, the Mishawaka Cavemen will have to punt.
Well, give credit to both coaching staffs. Both made adjustments at halftime. Mishawaka punts for the first time. Penn had punted for the first time. The only negative for Penn so far in the second half is that we've taken almost 5 minutes off the clock.
Patton Snyder is the punter for the Cavemen. Line of scrimmage is zone 44. Good snap. Snyder gets it out of there. It was tipped. It'll roll to Brock Boynton. Boynton returns it to the 33-yard line. Penn almost got to that one, but Snyder got it away.
32 yards on the kick and about 9 yards on the return. So Penn with good field position. Plenty of time to run their offense, do what they do.
But as you noted, Bob, 5 minutes has gone off the clock here in the 3rd quarter. So a very valuable possession right here for the Penn Kingsmen. Whiteman carries it up to the 40-yard line, pickup of 7 on the play.
And that's going to be fine to pick up 5, 6, 7 yards a carry. That's 78 yards on the night now for Whiteman. The thing is, Chuck, as the time goes off the clock, you get to the point where a mistake, in the way of a fumble, could be crucial. Mishawaka getting another score could be crucial.
Trenton Horvath has the first down. It's sponsored by R&B Car Company. A 4-yard pickup for Horvath, and the Kingsmen move the chains.
Horvath now with 49 yards, so he's giving Penn a nice addition in that backfield. Good to see him healthy.
He had a very solid game in their win against our Orchard Lake St. Mary out of Michigan. Here's Whiteman on the carry this time. Whiteman gets around one tackler, still on his feet. Finally taken out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Another first down sponsored by R&B Car Company.
They're having a little trouble with the scoreboard again here at TCU Freed Field. There they've got it righted. Pretty good carry there for Whiteman.
14-yard pickup for the Penn senior captain. Paulus hands it off to Horvath again. Good blocking in front of him, and he weaves his way through tacklers to the 35-yard line. Pickup of about 7 on the play for Trenton Horvath.
56 now for Horvath. Thor Industries loves this time of year because team pride is on full display. That team culture from Friday Night Sidelines extends to our Thor Industries team. Build your future right here in Elkhart with one of their Thor's excellent career opportunities. Get started today at thorindustries.com.
Whiteman in motion. Horvath the carry, and nowhere to go this time. Thomas Frayling with another stop from defensive end. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Said partner, no gain on the play, but there's still a positive there. He didn't lose anything and didn't lose the football.
Paulus has not thrown a pass in this possession. That will change here. Over the middle, George Olson with the catch at the 23-yard line. That's good enough for another Penn first down. It's sponsored by R&B Car Company. Donovan Snyder on the stop for Mishawaka.
Got it down about the 22-yard line, about a 14-yard gain.
And another throw right on the money from Paulus.
10 out of 14 on the night now, over 100 yards.
Back to the ground game. Whiteman trying to get around the corner, and does. He gets knocked out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Pickup of 7 on the play. The Kingsmen trying to make a little momentum here as the rain gets intense here in the 3rd quarter.
99 yards rushing now for Whiteman on the night. 99 yards passing for Paulus. 56 yards rushing.
2nd and 3.
56 yards rushing tonight for Horvath.
Paulus play action. Olson wide open. Makes the catch at the 6. It's another Penn first down, sponsored by R&B Car Company. 1st and goal for the Kingsmen just outside the 5.
Gain of 9 yards. 108 yards passing now for the Kingsmen. The Whiteman can pick up one more. He'll be over 100 yards.
They'll go to Whiteman, and he'll go to the 1-yard line.
He's trying to go to the house, wasn't he?
Didn't quite make it. Stopped on the front porch. There you see how close he is.
No check. We've called the number of the big man in this situation a couple times tonight.
And it'll be Paulus again right here. I guarantee it. Touchdown, Penn.
Like backing up a Mack truck, isn't it?
He lines up under center. Forget about it. Ron Paulus with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Kingsmen try to pull within 7 if they can make the extra point.
Exactly what the Kingsmen needed.
So Ryan Majerick is on to try the extra point out of the hold of George Olson. On a wet night like this, the snap very important. Alex Fish is the long snapper. Good snap, good kick, good ball game right now. 3:36 to go, 3rd quarter. Ron Paulus with his 2nd touchdown of the night brings Penn within 7 on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you in part by J.B. Macri Orthodontics. Trust your smile to an expert. Chuck Freeby, Bob Dingle, Bo Hunt back with you at TCU Freed Field. Penn has cut the lead to 28-21 here with 3:36 to go in the third quarter. Good scoring drive for the Kingsmen.
It really was, Chuck. 67 yards and 10 plays. They picked up 4 first downs along the way. Ron Paulus, perfect in passing on the drive, 3 out of 3. And the Kingsmen back within a touchdown. It's over onto the Mishawaka Cavemen now to maybe put some more points on the board.
Majerik's kickoff loose on the field. Penn has it. They recover it at the 6. The Kingsmen making the big play on special teams. Patrick Macklin with the recovery.
Well, that evens up a lot of things, partner. Turnover is even, 2 apiece. Lack of communication here. Ball sailed a little bit.
So Penn takes over at the Caveman 6 with a chance to tie it up here in the third. Horvath in motion. Handoff to Kyle Riffle in the game now. His first carry of the night takes it to the 5-yard line. Well, we said in the Keys to Win, Bob, that Mishawaka had to be special on special teams. They weren't on that play.
No, they were not. So a gain of 1 yard on the carry by Riffle.
Now it's Trenton Horvath on the carry. Horvath trying to get around the outside, stopped at the 1-yard line.
What a hit.
Or the body smacking out there. Got a Mishawaka player down on the field. I think Grant Jablonski is cramping right now.
And I thought he had enough momentum to get into the end zone.
So the trainers will come out to tend to Jablonski. And a reminder, next week the Indiana High School football tournament gets underway. We will be at Jim Andrews Field in Napanee. We're the #1 team in Class 4A. The Northwood Panthers take on Plymouth for the 2nd straight week. Tonight, Northwood having its way with the Rockies. Will that be the case next Friday night? We'll find out. Friday night at 11, Saturday morning at 9.
The original Urban Swirl in Granger would like to wish the teams a great game tonight and good luck in the tournament. You can step up your game with a great gift certificate deal at Urban Swirl just in time for the upcoming holidays. Buy a $25 gift card for $20. Get $5 off this weekend at the original Urban Swirl in Granger. Stock up on certificates and remember to swirl it your way.
3rd and goal from the 1. Paulus under center. Will he do it again? Yes, he will. But this time he didn't get to the end zone. He stopped short. It's 4th and goal.
Boy, again, I thought he had a pretty good surge up front. And they're going to line up. That's when you look over at coach. So what do you want to do? Get it in.
Paulus under center. Quarterback sneak. Did he make it? I don't know that he did. No signal. Touchdown, Penn.
Second effort. They got to go till the whistle blows, and Paulus was a man on a mission. Got into the end zone.
His 3rd touchdown of the night. And we're an extra point away from being tied at 28.
Well, I'm only happy about that for one reason, partner. I said I thought it would take more than 28 points to win, and I think it's going to.
Both quarterbacks with 3 rushing touchdowns tonight.
Paulus over there shaking hands with his center, and the center saying, you got track marks right up my back. It's okay, you got the touchdown.
Snap and set down. What a hold by George Olson to put that up for Ryan Majerik, and we're tied at 28. Oh, that's a big-time hold by Olson.
And you won't find that on a stat sheet either. That's just one of those things that somebody stepped up and made a play here. Watch Olson good to have the veteran back in there. He went out and got it. Look at him, he had to sit down on his backside just to get out of the way, and the kick is up and good. That's a veteran kicker working with a quality holder. What a play by Olson.
So we are tied at 28 with 2:06 to go in the third quarter. And Penn has had all the momentum here in the last 4 minutes of this one.
Took a minute, 25 seconds to get in the end zone after the turnover. Man, what a turn of events. Gets it back to ground zero. We're back where we started. So it's a nothing ball game. Well, it's 28-28, same thing. We've got, 14 minutes and 6 seconds to decide who wins the NIC championship this year.
How will the Cavemen respond to the adversity? Penn tied it up in the second quarter. Mishawaka came back, put 14 on the board. Penn has tied it up here in the third quarter. And let's see what the Cavemen will do here. Majerick on the kickoff. High spinner. This time, Mishawaka drops it at the 16. Donovan Snyder swarmed under at the 20.
Fortunate to be out to the 20.
And things falling apart for the Cavemen special teams.
Well, as bad as it's gone, they're still tied with the number 3 team in Class 6A. This is where the seniors got to get out there and look each other in the eye and say, how are we going to get this thing done? That's what happened when Cortez Lee worked the miracle a number of years ago already, but he helped make it happen.
Quarterback Sam Shively with 3 touchdowns already tonight. Hands it off to his running back, Chris Harness. It's a foot race. Harness and Johnny Ho. And Harness will win it. Touchdown, Mishawaka.
Not a bad use of an official on that long run, using the space out a little bit between the defender trying to catch him. Harness through here in a hurry, and now he puts the ball away and explodes.
And watch here, the official trying to get out of the way, but in effect, I don't know that Harness needed the screen. He just outraced Ho to the end zone.
80-yard touchdown.
For Chris Harness, another 200-yard-plus game tonight, his 5th of the season.
It gives him 210 yards tonight, partner.
Patton Snyder's kick is up and good. How will the Cavemen respond to adversity? Just like this. Watch Chris Harness one more time. And part of what makes him special is he does not need much of a hole, but he got one here.
19 seconds on the drive. Not that it took him 19 seconds to go 80 yards, but the time the clock was put in play. Johnny Ho did all he could. Nobody there to help him with an angle or to get a better attack. And what an impressive performance by that young man.
Tell you what, Ethan Sargent, the center, got down the field in a hurry to congratulate Harness on that play.
Mishawaka's only had the ball in this quarter for 3 minutes and 35 seconds. And yet they have built the lead back up to 35-28.
Remember, we told you earlier, 26 regular season games since somebody had scored 17 on Penn. Mishawaka has more than doubled that so far tonight.
Well, the number one thing you want to do if you're Mishawaka was come in here and play well and earn the respect of your opponent. They've done that and they've got the lead. Let's hope for Mishawaka's sake that that's not all they wanted to do here. They got to want to win this game.
Brock Boynton takes the kick from his 6. Boynton up the field to the 32, and a rare flag comes in on the play. Only our second one tonight, Bob.
And if it's on Penn, it's their first. Usually that would be the case. Somebody pushing in the back on a return.
Well, Chris Harness was at the head of an elite list coming into tonight, and he is now at 17-29 for the year.
Not sure what Bronson Yoder is doing down at Plymouth tonight, but I imagine he's probably getting close to 1,500 on the season.
I know Chase Ketterer's having a good night for New Prairie. Holding called against Penn. That'll march him back to the 18-yard line.
First penalty of the night for Penn, cost him 15, or 10 yards rather.
Here's Paulus handing it off. And it's Ryan Whiteman on the carry this time for Penn. Derek Dawson brings him down after a pickup of 4.
Whiteman got a chance to sit out that short possession a few minutes ago. He's now got 108 yards rushing in the contest. Boy, these are some impressive numbers.
2nd and 6. Paulus to throw over the middle. Pointon can't hang on. It was low. It had to be because Grant Jablonski was in good position.
I was going to say, Chuck, you're exactly right. It was low and it needed to be because if he didn't catch it, you don't want another deflection, especially down in this territory. Mishawaka hungry to find that football.
3rd and 6. Paulus has had some big 3rd down conversions, but his receiver ran a different route than Ron expected, and it's 4th down and punting time for Penn.
Folks, Tyler's Heating and Cooling is offering a great deal as we head into cooler temperatures. It's their $79 preseason furnace tune-up special. Don't be left out in the cold. Make sure your furnace is ready for the Michiana winter ahead. Call Tyler's Heating and Cooling to schedule your furnace check today. The number to call, 574-347-4225. Tyler's Heating and Cooling for all your heating and cooling needs.
Alex Kenich, his punt, fair caught at the Penn 49-yard line by C.J. Fisher. Outstanding field position for Mishawaka with less than a minute left in the 3rd.
And you avoid maybe taking a hit that could knock the ball loose. Fair catch, good idea. I'll remind you folks that the Granger Lawnmower reminds you it's fall cleanup time, so get your lawnmower winterized, your snow thrower ready. Check out the new ones before they're sold out. Get yours or get it serviced. Call Granger Lawnmower Place at 272-0325.
Chris Harness up the middle for 4 more yards. He's brought down at the 45-yard line. And Mishawaka in an up-tempo right now.
Well, and you look at Harness, you say, well, he's run a long way. He's probably getting pretty tired. He's not tired at all.
Football's not heavy. Penn with 8 in the box. Shively keeps it himself, banging shoulders and getting the 1st down up to the 38-yard line. Sam Shively having a solid night himself running the football, though he might be a little worse for wear after that hit.
141 yards rushing for Shively.
And Mishawaka looks as though they'll be content to go to the 4th quarter with a 7-point lead on the number 3 team in Class 6A. You see a lot of paint off the helmets tonight. It's been a physical battle for 3 quarters, but big plays have been the story of this one, and none bigger than the 80-yard run to pay dirt by Chris Harness. That's the difference right now. Mishawaka leads by 7 as we go to the 4th on 46.
Tonight's broadcast is being brought to you in part by Imagineering Finishing Technologies. It's an Indiana company that impacts industries worldwide. Over half a century of quality and excellence has made Imagineering the industry knowledge source. We support the efforts of the young people in this game tonight. We're working toward the same goal they are, and that is a great finish.
Bo Hunt's got a Bills Heating sideline report. Your thoughts on quarter number 3?
I think one of the interesting things for the whole game was every time Penn scored, Mishawaka's turned the ball over and allowing Penn to score that 2nd time. Mishawaka went up 14-0. Penn scored, turnover, scored again. Here's another big run by Chris Harness.
Touchdown, Mishawaka. 38-yarder for Harness.
33 yards in the touchdown.
On the very first play of the fourth quarter, Harness does it again.
248 yards rushing tonight for Chris Harness.
Patton Snyder on to try the extra point. Snap is clean, the kick is up, and it is good. And Mishawaka gets its third 14-point lead of the night. Here's another look at the TD, Bob.
Here's the good news for Penn. They've still got nearly a full quarter to come back, but boy, when Harness goes, there's just nobody in that secondary that can run him down or get an angle. And you see Snyder there, very frustrated, but the blocking is there, and when Harness gets through the line of scrimmage, he's such a compact package, very tough to bring down. Reminds you of a Reggie Brooks kind of a running back.
All right, Bo, I'm going to put you on the spot here. 3 running backs we've seen this year, twice each. Bronson Yoder. Well, actually, this is our first time with Chris Harness. Bronson Yoder, Chris Harness, Mark Brownlee. Rank them.
Hey, they all got a lot of different aspects, you know, to go around, but the top of the list has to be Bronson Yoder. He plays both ways, special teams, does a lot of things, and can score in a lot of different ways, and we've seen that throughout the year.
Who are you putting to?
It's got to be a tie between Brownlee and Harness. Both those guys. Harness has got so much speed, and when he hits that hole, he is gone. Brownlee is just such a workhorse. He's able to just carry the load time and time again. The game a few weeks ago against Penn, he got knocked out in the second quarter, wasn't able to play the second half. And if he would have, that would have been a different game.
Little sky kick here by Mishawaka, dropped by Penn. But the Kingsmen get out at the 36. I think our guy down there on the sideline, Bob, is gunning for that UN diplomat spot that's open now.
Is that right? Well, I'll tell you what, that was a tough chance. And again, you're putting it in the hands of people not used to carrying it, not used to picking it up. See some of the Mishawaka players out there looking like they're cramping up a little bit. But Penn has the ball. Good field position, 35-yard line. No reason to panic here. But they do have to get points on the board.
1st and 10 from the 36. Paulus to throw. Little lob out to Riffle. He's brought down for a loss of 2. C.J. Fisher there. He is the leading tackler on this Mishawaka team. Fisher, a 3-sport athlete in Mishawaka, also plays baseball and basketball, and has a 4.2 GPA. Other than that, not too much going on in his life. Wants to pursue a career in either political science or business. Paulus looks to throw and steps up in the pocket. Down he goes. A swarm of cavemen get him down at the 27. At times it looked like Gulliver and the Lilliputians, but they finally got him.
Second sack of the night. Chuck, one of the things about Paulus, not the most nimble guy back there. Big, strong guy. He can run, he can throw, but if he has to elude tacklers, Mishawaka's quickness has been a little too much for him on those 2 sacks.
3rd and 19. Paulus throws in the flat. George Olson on the catch, but he's dumped down well short of the first down marker at the 36. And you got to think that Corey Yeoman with 10:21 left will punt it away here and hope his defense can force a turnover. I'm not sure that Penn has had to do a lot of fake punts this year, but you wonder if they might think about it here with Alex Kenich. Kenich with the punt, it's a beauty.
Let it go.
And that's what Mishawaka will do, and it rolls all the way down to the Caveman 11-yard line. That is a 53-yard punt with no return.
Penn needs a turnover. Want to say congratulations to both schools on great seasons from the law offices of Len Zappia. Keep up the good work for sectionals. If you have family law needs, call Len Zappia at 287-2240. That's 287-2240.
We have not talked enough about that Mishawaka offensive line tonight. Eric Vargo, David Vandegrift, Ethan Sargent, Sam Raschke, and Ricky King. Man, have they opened up some holes tonight. And Wyatt Sellers in there right now at tackle. It's Harness on the carry, and he gets only about 2 this time. Chris Harness over 250 yards rushing tonight. Oh, and he's got 3 touchdowns, too.
Oh. Unbelievable big plays in this ballgame.
2nd and 8. Shively keeps it himself. Shively drags tacklers up to the 21-yard line. He's just short of the first down. Ryan Schmidt in on the tackle for Penn. 3rd and inches for the Cavemen.
Shively now with 148 yards rushing.
And oh, by the way, he has 3 touchdowns tonight.
Well over 400 yards rushing for Mishawaka tonight. And 2 more yards for either Shively or Harness will give the 2 combined for 400 yards. Haven't seen these numbers in a while, partner.
Certainly not against Penn. Harness for the first down. And Mishawaka will be content to take the football and keep it on the ground and just keep pounding away.
Congratulations to both schools from Salsa's Mexican Grill in Mishawaka and Granger. Enjoy daily food and beverage specials at both locations. Salsa's Mexican Grill in Mishawaka on Day Road and on State Road 23 in Granger.
Sam Shively, 3-sport athlete at Penn. Terrific pitcher, went 8-1 last season. Hands it off to Chris Harness, and he's tripped up after a gain of 4.
Penn trying to tackle that football if they can. 257 now for Harness, and that puts he and Shively's numbers over the 400-yard mark just between the 2 of them, which is what they advertised, Chuck. That's what they said they had coming in, and those 2 have really performed well.
I'm trying to find out and just kind of looking through some old scores here. The last time somebody put up these kind of numbers against Penn in the regular season, you'd have to go all the way back to 2005. They lost to St. Ignatius of Ohio, 41-19.
Gain of 2 yards that time for Harness. Big play here for Penn. One number you can't increase is the time left in the game. Mishawaka letting the clock run down.
Cavemen will be content to bleed this clock as much as possible. And now a timeout is taken, and we will as well. 6:58 to go in regulation. Mishawaka up by 14 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week brought to you in part by Bill's Heating, keeping families and businesses comfortable since 1951.
Easy for you to say, partner.
Been a night of big plays, Bob.
4 plays have gone for over 50 yards and touchdowns. 5 plays have gone for over 30 yards, and one of them was a 33-yard touchdown. The only reason it didn't go longer than that is they didn't have any further than that to go. But what a performance by the Mishawaka Cavemen, just firing big bombs at Penn here tonight with these long runs. And still just 1 out of 2 passing tonight for 20 yards on the night for Sam Shively. Big play here. Do you throw the ball? Probably not.
Nothing doing that time. So the Penn defense came up and made the hit at the 26-yard line, and that'll force Mishawaka to punt it away.
Well, Mishawaka called a timeout, set up a play, but biggest thing you want to do is work the clock. It's going to be down about 6 minutes to go, and Penn's going to get the ball somewhere around midfield probably. Again, the wind hasn't been a big factor, but the conditions here tonight, wet and cold, certainly have been. Both teams with 2 turnovers.
Let's see if Penn comes after the punt, tries to block it here. Patton Snyder is the punter for Mishawaka. Kingsman nearly got one earlier. High snap. Snyder falls on the football back at the 6-yard line. Another big special teams play for Penn.
So it was 4th down, so I don't think it goes as a turnover. But this snap had no chance to be caught by the punter. The one thing that Penn needed was an opportunity, and this is it.
So let's see if the Kingsmen can convert. 1st and goal at the 6. Ron Paulus at quarterback.
They got a possession at the 6 earlier in this half. So Mishawaka has obliged them a little bit with the opportunities.
Handoff, sweep, Whiteman, touchdown Penn. Kingsmen right back in it with 6 minutes left. Ryan Whiteman with the touchdown. And for the senior, that's his 6th TD of the year.
6 more yards for Whiteman. He's got 114 on the night. They're going to go for
just the one.
Just the one.
No need to panic here. Ryan Majerik's extra point is up, and it is good. 6 minutes to go in regulation, and the backyard brawl is far from settled. A bad snap on a punt set Penn up, and Ryan Whiteman cashed it in on the very next play. Kingsman within 7 on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you in part by the Indiana High School Athletic Association, partnering with TV 46 for 28 years. What a ball game here at Freed Field. Penn looked as though it might be on the ropes, but a big special teams play has brought the Kingsmen back within 7.
Chuck, I would have thought before the game, if Penn scored 35, they'd win by 2 touchdowns. Not so far, not so fast, my friend. Mishawaka has been electric.
Onside kick, but it's recovered by Mishawaka. Derek Dawson pounces on it at about the 48-yard line, but there's a flag on the play. Offside on Mishawaka.
Oh, my. Boy, the mistakes on special teams have really been damaging to Mishawaka.
Was it on Mishawaka or was it on Penn? They're marching Penn backwards. I'm not sure why Mishawaka would take the penalty other than maybe they didn't have an option. Maybe it was blown dead.
When you're offside on it, as you approach the ball, somebody gets offside, the officials do blow the whistle. And so not an option.
So Majerik is back in to kick. And he boots it towards the middle of the field. Mishawaka picks it up at the 17 and is brought down at the 20. A very lackadaisical trip up the field that time by the Cavemen.
Not sure exactly. Is Shively who had the kick?
Well, this is the most points that a Penn team has allowed in a regular season game since Mishawaka laid 60 on them back in 1972.
Frank Fermani and the boys. I don't know for sure.
And that was the end of the Roger Reynolds era.
It was.
Then along came a guy named Chris Giesman, and things changed dramatically.
Good day ever.
Cavemen keep it on the ground. No shock there. Chris Harness takes it up to the 24-yard line. Pickup of about 3 on the play.
263 on the night for Chris Harness. And from here, if you were to get loose, can you imagine a 300-yard game by an individual against Penn?
Meanwhile, Penn, with its second highest point total of the year, they scored 48 against Adams.
Kingsmen have the Cavemen back deep in their own territory. They'll be looking to tackle the football here.
Shively puts a man in motion. Oh. Bad pitch, and Penn has the football. Caden Paquette on the recovery. They tried to pitch it to Bradley Taylor. He couldn't catch it. And Paquette with the recovery, and Penn is in business again.
Oh, you know, Chuck, about 5 minutes ago, we had some Penn fans sitting in front of the press box who, after Mishawaka went back up by 14, got up and left. There's some people over on this far side, the Mishawaka fans, suffering from a little dyspepsia right now.
First and 10 at the 21. Paulus gives it off. Ryan Whiteman bottled up in the backfield, brought down after a pickup of 1. Tyler Pearson was there to make the stop.
Can you imagine in the second half, Penn has gotten possession to start at the 6 of Mishawaka, the 6 of Mishawaka, and now at the 21 of Mishawaka, and yet they trail by 7. We get down under 5 minutes to go.
2nd and 9 at the 20. What an addition of the backyard brawl this has been. Paulus to throw. On target, first down, sponsored by R&B Car Company, Brock Boynton, who else? Boynton takes it down to the 9-yard line. It's 1st and goal for the Kingsmen.
13 of 18, 117 yards on the night for Paulus.
Paulus hands it off. Whiteman tries to battle his way upfield. He's smothered at the 6. Plenty of tacklers there, including Joseph Willis.
118 yards on the night now for Whiteman.
They'll spot it at the 7, a pickup of 2.
The caring and experienced professionals at Bubb Funeral Chapel offer a range of personalized services. For more information, call 255-3126 or visit them at bubbfuneralchapel.com. Bubb Funeral Chapel.
Horvath to the end zone. Touchdown, Penn. Trenton Horvath, second touchdown of the night, or second touchdown of the year. And Penn is an extra point away from tying it up again.
Well, did they make a mistake by leaving 3:44 on the clock? A lot of football left to be played. What a classic game this has been. Two courageous teams overcoming setbacks and finding a way to get back into it.
Ryan Majerick on to try the extra point. George Olson with the hold. It's a good one. So's the kick. 3:44 to go in regulation. Would you believe we're tied at 42? 2 more looks at the TD, courtesy of Bethel College admissions. Great blocking by the offensive line. Boy, did Matt Engdahl open up the hole.
Big hole. Of course, they're looking for Whiteman in that situation. And that's what's made Horvath so effective. Horvath on the night now is 66 yards of his own. You know, young people watching the game tonight can look at Horvath and look at Harness and say, how big do I have to be to compete in high school football? It all depends on the size of your heart.
Horvath 5'4", Harness 5'7", and that might be kind. So now, can the Mishawaka special teams Stop the bleeding here. They have not been good tonight. Majerick with a high spinning kick, taken back at the 9. C.J. Fisher up to the 26. And Mishawaka miscues have been the story of the second half, Bob.
They really have, Chuck. They had a misplay on a kickoff, a high snap over the punter's head, and then the pitch out to the side. And again, it's a backward pitch, so it's a fumble. And Penn capitalizing on opportunities. And look at that guy, Keith Kinder, put together a great plan, had great execution on offense, and the special teams has been a tough situation tonight. And again, the conditions and the weather have something to do with it.
Shively pitches out. Coming around the outside, Donovan Snyder. He's got the first down up to the 40-yard line. Snyder was an effective weapon in the first half. It's one of the few times they've gone to him here in the second half.
Another country heard from. Gain of 14 yards and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 40.
41 yards rushing tonight for Snyder.
Harness over 250 yards tonight. All kinds of jumping along the line of scrimmage.
Unfortunately for Penn, they didn't make any contact.
Play clock down to 6. Now it's at 3. Pitch out to Bradley Taylor. Taylor around the left side, spun down by Nick Hardrick after a pickup of 3.
How about having the guts to call that play again?
It's a matter of execution.
Sounds a little harsh to me, but no, I guess you're right.
When Mishawaka has executed tonight, they've been dynamite.
Napoleon.
When they haven't, it's exploded in their face.
Yes, it has.
Shively falls on the football again. It's 3rd and 7. .214 and counting. The Penn defense urging the Freed Field faithful to come to their feet, and many of them do. Shively only has 1 completion tonight. Will he put the ball in the air here?
He needs 7 or Penn could get the ball back.
They go to Harness, and he gets smacked short of the first down. It's 4th and 3. Big decision here for Keith Kinder, and I'm sure he will bleed the play clock. He's lining up like he wants to go for it. 4th and 2. They've got to get to the midfield stripe. They're at the 48.
Well, you know how special teams has been with high snaps. It hasn't been a guarantee. You control the situation here. You can get the first down.
Play clock at 6. Shively, and now a timeout called with 1:07 left.
Folks, Pulse FM welcomes Chonda Pierce, the Still Laughing Tour, Sunday, November 11th at the Lerner Theater in downtown Elkhart. The First Lady of Christian Comedy is coming to Elkhart for one night of laughs and stories with special guest Karen Williams. For more information and ticket information, visit the website at thelerner.com or at pulsefm.com.
Bo Hunt down on the sidelines. Bo, you've known Keith Kinder a long time. Pretty calm dude most of the time. What do you think he's going to do right here?
Well, you saw it. First series, 3rd play, or on 4th down, and the very first series on the 30-yard line, they're going for it. It was 4th down and 1. I think they feel that they can get this first down. It is a 4th down and about 3, but I feel that they can get it. He feels that they can get it. They're going to go ahead and go for it. But again, you can't give Penn that field position, so we'll see what happens. Only 1:07 left. Penn with a couple timeouts, so they might take that into effect as well, guys.
Lots of movement around on that Mishawaka sideline, perhaps trying to confuse the Penn staff upstairs as to who's going to be in the game and what they're going to do.
I think Shively's going to carry the ball, partner.
Well, he's definitely going to line up under center. Penn putting all kinds of people in the box. They're going to pitch it out. and stopped short. Snyder is stopped short. Rockne Hurley made the stop. Penn takes over at the Mishawaka 48. Jubilation on the Penn sidelines. Watch it again.
They got penetration, and they got closure on the outside. They stayed home. Snyder was in there as well on the tackle, but boy, big play there by the defensive end.
Penn has a good kicker in Ryan Majerick. So a field goal a possibility. Paulus steps up, throws. He's got his man Olsen at the 20. The ball came out, the official, though, indicating Olsen was down at the 19. You get another copy, courtesy of Bethel College Admission. You make the call yourself. Ball might have been coming out, but there is no replay in high school football. A Mishawaka player is cramping up over on the sideline and too close to the field of play. So things stop for a moment to move the player.
Gain of 20 yards on the play.
You get another look at the end of this completion. And tell me if you think George Olsen had possession of this football long enough to make it a catch.
Boy, in the NFL or college replay, I don't think he did, partner, but
I tend to agree.
I think they either had to call an incompletion.
It would not have been a fumble.
Would not have been a fumble, exactly.
They're trying to put some time back on the clock, and they're saying it should be 52 seconds on the clock.
Mishawaka trying to get a stop, trying to send this one to overtime.
1st and 10 at the Caveman 19. They are within range for their kicker, Ryan Majerick.
36-yarder in these conditions, he's got that.
Penn has never led in this game.
Each team has had one penalty on the night.
Andy Simpson starts the clock. Paulus will run it over to the left hash. Gets knocked down at the 20. They lost some valuable field position right there. And a timeout called by Penn with 36 seconds remaining.
Lost a yard, ran a little bit of time out of there. Again, when Paulus runs from side to side, the corners and the outside backers are able to come up for Mishawaka. Well, I tell you what, no matter what happens from here on, what a night of highlights and courageous play by both these teams. What a treat it's been to be here to see this game.
42-42. There are probably some Penn Mishawaka basketball games that haven't had that kind of scoring in them.
Bill's Heating has been keeping families and businesses comfortable since 1951. You can relax knowing your family's comfort is their top priority. And Bill's Heating was voted best of the best by readers of the Goshen News 3 years in a row. Bill's Heating.
Two backs in the backfield alongside Ron Paulus. Brock Boynton has single coverage up at the top of your screen.
That's my guy right here if I'm Penn.
Instead, they'll go to Whiteman, and Whiteman gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Another timeout by the Kingsmen with 28 seconds left. I believe they have one left.
And I believe both these teams will have no problem sleeping tonight. They have put it all out there on the line.
No one's going to have problems sleeping.
Yeah.
I guarantee you the team that loses will have a very sleepless night.
They will struggle. Boy, Penn was down in this ball game 14-0. Tied it at 14. They're down 28-14. Tied it up. down 42-28. Came back, tied it up. Now they sit in position with 20 seconds to go, where they're looking at about a 37-yard field goal if they were to try it now. Some coaches might want to try it now because that way if it's a bad snap or something, you just fall on the ball and you got another chance.
Both the Penn's best receivers are out to the right of Ron Paulus. You got to think the play is going that way. And it is, but on the ground to Trenton Horvath. He gets it to the middle of the field, and that's where Ryan Majerick will be able to try a 37-yard field goal.
He gained a yard on the play. And I like the idea. Mishawaka had to cover a lot of people there, and they wound up in good position to
there's
stop Horvath.
Ryan Majerick, who will try a field goal as long as his number with 2 seconds left to win the backyard brawl.
Oh, my. You know, when you're practicing and you're out there by yourself for the most part, trying to come up with games to keep interested during the course of practice, and the other guys are looking down there and say, boy, those guys don't work very hard. But you put it on their foot for a game-winning opportunity. What a ball game.
At 119 pounds, he is the smallest man on the roster. But right now, he's the biggest man on the field for the Penn Kingsmen.
2 pounds heavier than Nolan Szymanski. We'll look into our research on that.
2 seconds left. Penn will either win it right here or the game will go to overtime. Of course, could be a block kick too. You never know. Enough strange things have happened in this one tonight. But the pictures will tell the story. And Keith Kinder says, hold everything. We'll give Majerick a little time to think about this one.
When I'm looking at Olsen there on the field, number 11, the holder, what a gift it was to have him back, not just to catch footballs, good wide receiver, but he made an excellent play on an extra point snap that almost got away. And right now, what a crucial point that is in the ballgame.
2 seconds remain on the clock. Penn has never led in this football game. 3 times they trailed by 14, including after the first play of the fourth quarter. But now they have a chance to win the game with Ryan Majerick doing the kicking. The snap is clean. The kick is on its way, and it is no good. He missed it to the left. We'll go to overtime in the backyard brawl.
Oh, my.
Majerick cannot convert from 37. You'll get another look courtesy of Bethel College admissions.
You want to make sure you get it there, so you swing just a little bit harder, and he just yanked it just a little bit left.
Spoken like a true golfer.
You know what? I was just thinking, Chuck, absolutely true. If you're putting from about 15 or 20 feet away, your last thought is make sure you get it there, and I tend to pull it to the left and a little bit long. And he hit the ball well. The snap was good. This game would have been wrong to end in regulation, wouldn't it?
So we will go to overtime, where it is each team getting 4 downs from the opponent's 10-yard line. And the coin flip, just like in college or pro ball, is key, because if you win the coin flip, you want to go on defense first. That way you see what the other team does, and then you can adjust. So if the other team only kicks a field goal, then you can go for a touchdown. If you keep the other team off the board, maybe you try to kick your field goal right away and win it.
Right now you've got a game where people will talk about this one for years, as they did the game when Mishawaka ended Penn's domination. And they've talked about a lot of other ones too, because these two have really gone at each other over the years. Backyard brawl.
So Andy Simpson, the official, going to over the overtime rules with the two teams. I'm sure they are not well versed in them.
Good point there.
But Mishawaka and Penn go into overtime tonight, tied at 42.
Wouldn't be a good night to have a raspy voice for an overtime game, would it, partner?
Sometimes we don't always get to pick the situations we get in life.
Well, they've talked about what the rules are. They flipped the coin, and they're going to talk to Penn. Penn will elect to go on defense first, I would believe.
Penn's last overtime game was back in 2008 against Valparaiso. Penn has won the toss and deferred, so Mishawaka will have to go on offense first. Mishawaka had an overtime game last year against South Bend Adams and won it. So Mishawaka will get the ball first and goal at the 10-yard line.
Oh, my. And again, all the great plays have been made, all the miscues that have happened, none of it matters now. It is raining hard here at TCU Freed Field.
A bone-chilling cold night here at Freed Field. But it has been warm, red-hot action much of the night. Sam Shively and Chris Harness, 3 touchdowns each for Mishawaka. Rob Paulus with 3 touchdowns for the Penn Kingsmen. And Mishawaka will line up at the Penn 10, first and goal. Andy Simpson going over some things with Mishawaka coach Keith Kinder over on the other side. So you take a look at Chris Harness. What are the numbers on Harness tonight, Bob?
I don't know. He's got 267 yards rushing. Just an amazing, amazing night for the backfield at Mishawaka.
First and 10 from the 10. It's Shively keeping the ball himself. He gets to about the 6. It'll be second and goal from there.
Still working on some amazing numbers here for Mishawaka tonight, partner.
They have to be over 400 yards rushing for the night.
461.
Oh, my goodness.
Now 466 with that 5-yard carry.
Second and goal. Shively again keeps it himself. Stood up at the 1-yard line. Penn keeping the attempt to sever Shively from the football, but it's blown dead at the 1.
Gain of 4 yards.
You see it from ground level. Somewhere in that mass of bodies was Shively. Third and goal. Shively behind center. Second effort. Touchdown, Mishawaka. He bounced off to the outside and gets into the end zone for his 4th TD of the night. And the extra point is huge right here.
Partner, I think our replay time might be about 3.5 hours. Holy cow.
You can work that out with the boys in master control tonight.
Yeah, if we ever get there. Big kick here.
Patton Snyder on to try the extra point. Snap is clean, the kick is up, and it is good. So now Penn will get its chance to try to come back, but let's show you how we got here in the 4th quarter. Remember, back on the first play of the 4th quarter, Chris Harness took it in from 38 yards out, but then a bad snap gave Penn the ball at the 6. Ryan Whiteman cashed it in. Trenton Horvath with another touchdown after a Mishawaka fumble. And that's how Penn forced the overtime Now they need a touchdown from first and goal at the 10 to keep this one going.
Man.
Whiteman and Horvath in the backfield with Paulus. And Keith Kinder will take a timeout.
Well, he saw what Penn was lined up in, what they want to do. His scouting reports might have said, hey, we got to watch.
Well, what's the reason behind the timeout for Keith Kinder?
His linebackers called the timeout. They only had 3 down linemen. They were missing a guy. They only had 10 guys on the field. So it was a smart play by their linebackers on the defensive side. Go ahead and just call them that timeout, whether the coach wanted it or not, because they didn't have enough guys out there.
Well, and what else are you going to use the timeout for, right?
Exactly.
So first and goal for Penn at the 10, trailing by 7. And the interesting question for Corey Yeoman will be, if he scores the touchdown, does he go for 1 or 2?
Well, I would think that he would go for the 1 to take it to a second overtime where they would have the ball first, put the pressure on Mishawaka.
Could be getting ahead of ourselves here,
We
though.
could be.
Paulus from the pistol. Paulus to Whiteman. Whiteman cuts it inside and is met hard after a pickup of 3. Joseph Willis, the junior defensive end, comes in and makes the hit. It'll be second and goal from the 7. The rain coming down with an unprecedented ferocity tonight.
Could be a great equalizer.
Three receivers to the right.
The confusion there in the coverage.
Olsen in motion. Paulus rolls right, pumps, now cuts it back inside and gets stopped at the 6. It'll be third and goal. Penn must score a touchdown in this possession to keep the game going.
Mishawaka Cavemen down to 2 plays if they can get a stop. Have the huge upset, the huge win, the NIC championship. There's young Ron Paulus, the sophomore, trying to come up with a play. Chuck, I got to believe somewhere in this possession you got to throw the ball in the end zone to Boynton. He's been your, well, they're going to call a timeout here.
There was a lot of confusion on the Penn sidelines just now. So they'll try to get it sorted out.
I would hate to see this game end without having risked winning the game by getting the ball into the end zone. And Boynton has been outstanding. Olsen has been outstanding. Is there a tight end? Do you throw the tight end in this situation? You got to look at a lot of different possibilities.
So Penn has not lost to Mishawaka since 2010. Mishawaka ended a long Penn win streak, not only in the series, but in the NIC back in 2009. That was under Bart Curtis. And they won 4 straight in 2009 and 2010. But the Kingsmen have not lost to the Cavemen since then. There have been some close games, none quite like this. Paulus on third and goal in OT. Paulus to throw. Steps up, it's short. He tried to find Nick Favilla, couldn't get it to him. It'll be fourth down and the game on the line.
He went to a different receiver. You figured they're really going to cover Boynton, and give credit to Mishawaka's defense. They went in there and hurried the pass. A little bit of a low trajectory there.
Thomas Frayling was the one who got the pressure. Pass was in a pretty decent spot, though.
Got 7 yards to go. You almost have to throw the football here.
Play clock down to 12, and Penn has used its timeout in overtime. Boynton and Olsen off to the left. Here's your ball game. Paulus looks left, scrambling. He's getting away. He's taken down. Mishawaka has won it. C.J. Fisher made the stop. Mishawaka, for the first time since 2010, has beaten the Penn Kingsmen, and they take the NIC North title. A jubilant bunch of cavemen go to shake hands with Penn after a backyard brawl they'll talk about for years. We're back with our Bub Funeral Chapel post-game show and all of our features next on the 46 Game of the Week.
For watching the WHME TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by
It is the Bub Funeral Chapel post-game show and our Bonnie Doon social media update all rolled into one as Mishawaka is still celebrating down on the field. Why wouldn't you? NIC North champs after a 49-42 win over Penn tonight. Chuck Freeby and Bob Nagel high above the fray. No, the game didn't do this to me. I was like this all night, but I'll tell you what, it was worth being here.
It really was, and we keep using the term classic because it really helps us. We get to show this game again. But the thing was, you didn't want it to end in a lot of ways. Both teams have been so courageous, had so many big plays. Penn was down by 14 3 times in this ball game. Give credit to Mishawaka for doing that, but Penn battled back, sent it to overtime. They get it to the final play. Just so many big plays, big heroes, and you know, Bo Hunt's probably going to find a couple.
Well, he did. The guys that scored the 7 Mishawaka touchdowns are standing by right now with Mr. Hunt. There are IU South Bend fulfilling the promise, players of the game.
Standing by with our players of the game, NIC North champ, Sam Shively, Chris Harness. Sam, just start with you. Start about the excitement being the NIC North champs.
It's freaking amazing. It's a tough conference that we're in, and that was a tough team that we just beat, and I'm just happy that we won that, came out on top.
Couple quick hits by you right up the middle. Just talk about your running guys. Over 470 yards rushing against this Penn defense. That's unbelievable.
It is, and honestly, it wouldn't happen without our O-linemen up front and our halfbacks insert blocking. They were really special tonight, and they really made things happen for us.
Sam Shively, over here, Chris Harness. Chris, again, that rushing attack, you were able to bust a couple long ones, man. Just talk about that offensive line and how you guys were able to do that.
Yeah, like Sam said, you know, they work really hard during practice. They lift in the weight room, get really strong, get big. They get to the ball, and they just go. They block people and make holes for us.
I talked to your coach after you guys were going off at halftime, and I talked about, I've seen a lot of these games between Penn and Mishawaka, but I haven't seen the stigma that you guys are carrying out there, just the confidence and everything. Just talk about what coach has done and what that's instilled in you guys.
Yeah, coaches, they know this offense like the back of their hand. Our defensive coaches really know what they're doing. They go out there, they tell everyone what to do, and we all make it happen. It's awesome.
NIC North chance, baby.
Yes, sir.
Had a good time out there.
Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Bo. And our electrical workers electrifying play of the game, Bob. We could have picked about 70 of them tonight. We'll just go with the last one.
Yeah, we can't be on for another hour, but we will show the last one. And it really was the overtime. It's 4th down and goal. Penn needs to go 7 yards for a touchdown. Paulus doing all he can, trying to find somebody open, trying to scramble, and a big hit takes him down and wins the game for Mishawaka.
C.J. Fisher with the stop, and Mishawaka celebrates a 49-42 win over Penn. The first time the Cavemen have beaten the Kingsmen on the gridiron since 2010. Well, that'll do it for our coverage from Freed Field tonight. Our thanks to our TV 46 crew who helped bring you this one, led by Joe Fratina in the truck, and a talented and I'm sure cold and wet group of people that'll clean this one up and head on over to Napanee next week. college football for you on Saturday on Pulse FM. We start at noon. Homecoming at Indiana. The Iowa Hawkeyes have come into town, take on Tom Allen and the Hoosiers. That's at noon on 103.1 FM. And then at 3:30, Purdue goes to Illinois to take on Lovie Smith and the Fighting Illini. Next Friday night, we start the Indiana High School Tournament in Napanee. Number 1 Northwood takes on Plymouth. We'll bring it to you Friday night 11, Saturday morning at 9. Don't forget to keep up to date with all the sports going on in the area on our Twitter feed at 46 Sports. Now for my broadcast partners, the Hall of Famers, Bob Nagel and Bo Hunt, Chuck Brady, the final in overtime. Mishawaka 49, Penn 42. So long from the banks of the mighty St. Joe.